This is Ada Cougar Football, presented by the Chickasaw Nation. Brought to you in part by Ada Nissan, Classic Cake, Carter County Dodge and Hyundai, CTS, Fenton Ford, First United Bank, Great Plains Kubota, Hilltop Dodge, Landrum ENT, Laser Zone, Simmons Bank, State Farm Agent Don Carpenter, T&W Tire, Vision Bank, and Wild Rose Place. Now, let's go live to the action with the voice of Ada Cougar Football, Kenny Morrison.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ada Cougar Football from Madill, Oklahoma. On this Friday night in southeast Oklahoma, I'm Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley, Mason Lee on camera, Carter Kinley engineering tonight as we bring you Cougar football for week number 6, the 5-0 and 5th-ranked Ada Cougars in Class 4A taking on the Madill Wildcats. The Wildcats come in 0-5. They've dropped their first two district contests, losing to Poto 48-0 a week ago, while the Cougars were shutting out Hilldale 7-zip. Trey Kinley, bring you in before we go to Coach's Corner with head coach Brad Osteen. Welcome to the broadcast. Finally, a fall night for football in Oklahoma.
No, it's gone straight to flipping winter. We went from shorts and a tank top. I'm glad we got you out of the tank top, by the way, but straight to jackets and north winds.
It is north wind blowing across this field, running east and west. The Cougars 10-3 all-time versus the Madill Wildcats, slowly moving up the rankings in Class 4A, and a chance now to be on the road for the next 2 weeks after playing 4 of their first 5 at home. No road games since the opener in the last Friday in August when they beat the Durant Lions. Should be a great night.
The lights went out in Durant.
That was. It was a blackout in Durant that night. Should be a great night of football tonight. The Cougars, if they do what they're supposed to do, should be able to take care of business. Coach Brad Osteen had a little bit to say about that, and will break this game down for us. Coach's Corner is next. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Welcome back to Blake Smiley Field, Madill, Oklahoma. The Ada Cougars on the road for the first time in 4 game weeks, but about 6 weeks overall since the last week of August. The Cougars take the road to some familiar stopping grounds here at Madill, place for Coach Brad Osteen, our third-year head coach here at Ada. Coach, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Familiar grounds here at Madill, but we'll comment on that, and we'll talk about the Hilldale game. But Blake Smiley, a name that rings a bell well with you, plus these facilities.
Yeah, that's where I played, and Coach Smiley was my head football coach when I was there. So a lot of memories there, So. Mostly good memories, so we'll make it another good one tonight.
Yeah, the Cougars come in trying to make it 6-0. Now the number 5 ranked team in Class 4A, 5-0 on the season, coming off as their second consecutive shutout, same score, 7-zip last week against a very good Hilldale team, a team that most people are predicting that they would compete for this district title, along with Ada and Poto, and Ada disposed of Hilldale in defensive fashion, Coach.
Sure, 100%.
Hilldale had the ball 11 times, 8 punts, 2 interceptions, and a left upright field goal, clunk that bounced away, and that was their 11th possession for the night. Defense pitched another shutout.
Yeah, defense is playing really well. We was out without Will Johnson. One of our really, really good defensive linemen, been playing really well without him, and then Isaiah Hayden stepped in and didn't see much of a letdown, and so just really, really proud of the defense, and I think we've played 20 quarters and 17 of them have been shutouts. So we've only been scored on in 3 quarters. So like I said, another great job by Coach Shamley and our defensive staff, which we all coach both sides of football, so it's all of our coaches working together. So really proud of our coaching staff and really proud of the kids defensively. Just got to sure up some things on the offensive side.
Yeah, defensively, the Cougars had 2 more takeaways, 2 more interceptions, and now that's a dozen now for the year by the secondary. You had to scramble before the game, Coach, to talk about the mindset, not only of the coaches but the players. When you got the late word that Will Johnson would be scratched, you already were moving people around because of injuries. Now you got 3 hours, 3-4 hours to kickoff, and here you are again trying to figure out not only who starts, but where's the rotation if somebody else goes down. That had to be pretty wild there.
Yeah, it's been a stressful. It's been stressful the last couple of weeks. On me and Coach McCurley, coaching the offensive line. Coach Stafford helps with the offensive line, but trying to piece those things together, and then you're plan A, and then plan A goes down. then you're going to plan B, which we've always got plan A and plan B, and then plan C is coming into effect because if this kid goes down, where are we moving around? We're just getting thin on linemen that are ready to play on Friday night. So Caleb Sun Eagle and Isaiah Underwood came in and did a good job for the most part. But man, it was scramble mode for a little bit, which it wasn't. I say scramble mode. It's just like getting that third, even fourth group. That if somebody goes down, which one are you moving here? Which one, And so it's just been a wild up front till we get healthy. It's going to be that way.
Yeah, and you still rushed for 178 yards on 41 carries, a little bit below your season average yards per carry, but still rushed effectively enough, and would have had well over probably 300 yards of offense, but went for some drop passes that would result in a touchdown.
Yeah, we got to make plays, and that's the thing is we got to make those plays in those games, and we went through as a staff and kind of when we're grading film and all that type of stuff, and we felt like there was 9 plays. The kids found 2 more as we was watching. It's like, Coach, and so there's 9 plays, 11 plays there that we feel like we should have scored on, or would have been big plays, and we got to take advantage of those plays, and we've got to play as a unit, and that we're still not there yet. We still got 9, 10 guys doing a great job, and it seems like it's that one kid, one player not getting his block, or one kid not catching the football, or one kid not finishing a run, or even on some of our runs, there should have been a cut, instead of just trying to run over the safety. Chauncey breaks one out, and he don't even try to cut. If he cuts inside or outside, he's got a chance to go score, because Fisher's leading him down there, and we score on that play. And we end up scoring on that first drive, but it's just the little things, and that's the thing that's going to separate the good teams from the great teams is the little things.
Cougars missing some little things, as Coach has well said, and they're still 5-0. So a lot of room for improvement, and still 5-0 on the season with 2 consecutive on the road now, Coach. After being home for 4 weeks, you get back-to-back on the road, a short trip to Madill, then the 3-hour journey to Stillwell next Thursday, by the way. We'll talk more about that during our broadcast. But the Madill Wildcats tonight, kind of an interesting team. They're 0-5. Kingston's 4-1, only got them by a point early in the season. They played Broken Bow tough. They've just they had a running back rush for almost 250 early in the season, but now they throw it 55% of the time.
Yeah.
So it's really, is it a hard team to prepare for?
They're a balanced attack offensively, run pass and stuff like that. So they're a scary team from a standpoint. They're 0-5, but they played well at times. And so if they ever figure it out and put it all together, they can put a really good football team out there, on a Friday night and beat anybody, And so to play Broken Bow tough, and then Kingston's playing well, to go within 1 point of those guys, it's a team that you just don't know what team you're going to get, because last year they were playing really good. They played Poto within 3 points, and they come to Ada last year, and we hammer them pretty good, And so we just got to go out and take care of business. And like we tell the kids, it's about us. It's not about the Wildcats. It's about us going out and taking care of our business and getting better. And so just shoring up those little things and get better, and just keep working hard at our weaknesses. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that this team's got to do, is work on its weaknesses. And there's a lot of room at the top end to get better. And that's the exciting thing is we're 5-0, and we're still not playing really, really good football, and so we still have a lot of room to get there as far as being at a high level of where we need to be for playoff time.
47-14 a year ago at Coyisto Stadium, the Cougars took care of the Wildcats, and they're 4-1 all time in this short-lived series. Second consecutive year they're playing, of course, in the 4A4 district. Coach, defensively, you've been fundamental. Let's just stay on that side of the ball. They're gonna be balanced. So you gotta, what's some of the keys to reading their formations to make sure you're in position to have success tonight?
Well, we got to get pressure on the quarterback, and that's the thing that Coach Shamley's done a really good job, especially on third down. We've played really good third down defense and getting pressure on those guys, getting pressure on the quarterbacks, and really being physical with them, and that's something that we talk to our kids about is being a physical ball team. And we were really physical with the Salisaw kid. He didn't even play the next week. And then last Friday night, the quarterback from Hilldale, he was teared up, and so our kids are doing a really good job of being physical. But to me, defensively, the main thing is we've got to get pressure on the quarterback,
And you got that, I was going to comment on the pressure on the quarterback. It's not showing up again. We may have talked about this last week or in our question I had at lunch, and it all runs together sometimes. But
I understand.
The pressure, the sacks, not a lot of sacks, but tremendous pressure. And you got a lot of it with even last week, again, with those front three again.
100%.
And without Will in there, they were chasing the quarterback all night long.
Yeah, Cord Coffey, J.B. Coyle, Isaiah Hayden, Will Johnson, like you said, didn't play last week, but those guys have done a fantastic job of getting pressure. And when you get pressure, make quarterbacks play bad balls, those interceptions show up on the back end. Mm-hmm. So I think the defensive line has a lot to do with that. Coach Shanley calling the stunts and put pressure on our stunts, because that's one thing that I feel like as a defensive unit we take a lot of pride in our stunning, as far as how we do it and how we go about our business when we do that, canceling gaps and then making sure, bring it, and so, just gotta keep doing what we're doing there, shore up a few little things. But when you're pitching shutouts and you've only given up 27 points all year, I mean, we're happy with our defense. We just got to keep getting better.
J.B. Coyle, we talked to him in our luncheon, and he's such a humble person. Talked about how he can hold off the offensive linemen so that linebackers can make plays. We've talked about that off and on all year.
Sure.
He might have took that personal last week. He had 8 tackles last week. He said, I'm going to get in on the action.
Yeah, he decided he wanted to make some tackles. Yeah. No, it was just if you try to single block him, he's going to make some plays. Yeah. And that's the thing is as an offense, you have to decide how you're going to handle him, because you can't. If people single block him, he's going to make a lot of plays, and that's what they try to do. But he did a good job of splitting some double teams and getting off and flowing down the line of scrimmage and doing a fantastic job. And we've really been working on his reads in practice, and he's getting a lot better as far as fundamentals. We tightened him down a little bit on the center instead of typically we have him in the gap a little bit more, and he's going to read better. So we slid him down. And right now we tell him cheek on cheek, like our defensive ends when they're playing a 5 technique. We're eyeball on eyeball. We want them tight so those tackles can't get up to our linebackers when they down block you, release inside. So anyway, long story short, I felt like the few little changes that we made with JB last week just allowed him to make more plays. But he did a good job of double teaming and just really proud of him.
Yeah, from my vantage point, the junior nose guard has been one of the most consistent defensive players. They all have been great. That means shut up. He's been really good.
Yeah, he's been really good inside. He don't get a lot of stats, but he's occupying linemen, and it shows up on the scoreboard. Yeah.
Finally, Coach, 47 points against Madill last year. What defense will they throw at you? What's some key reads you have to make to put points on the board tonight?
Well, they run a form, an even front. We call it an even front 4-3. They run it most of the time, and then they jump into some odd fronts. So handling the different fronts that they throw at us, and that's one thing with the offense that we run, being multiple and running a lot of wing and slot sets and different things. We just don't know how people are going to line up to us. So early on is identifying how they're going to line up to us, because Hilldale did a really good job of playing to our wing and sliding a guy after the ball snaps. And so we've made a change in our blocking scheme there to handle that. And our kids understand if that guy slides outside, then they've got numbers on us. So we tweaked our blocking scheme to handle that, and that was a good job on them. But the biggest thing is just execution. We got to catch the football. We got to protect the quarterback, and then we got to be able to run, and then really, really, really want to see our receivers do a better job of run blocking and understanding, trying to get that in their head is like it takes a while for that ball to get out there. So you don't go out there and try to just get a kill shot on him. Go out there, break down, and it's a timing, because the ball's got to go from the center to the quarterback. You got to hand it off, and then he's got to run out on a perimeter blocking. That takes 2 or 3, 4 seconds for that ball to get there. So don't go out there and just try to kill him right off the bat. And then if you get a good shot on him, and then you let him go, guess what? He's got time to come off and make a play. And so just really getting out there and breaking down and understanding, having that internal clock of like, we're at 2.5, 3 seconds. I need to hook up, And so it's not lack of effort. It's just lack of discipline far as the technique of what we're doing and everything. So hopefully we have a better night with that. But, just to – every week's like a box of chocolate when we go into it. People defend us different, and we have to identify that as coaches and as players, figure out what they're going to do to it, and then handle it from there. So that's why we try to work a bunch of different looks during the week and put them in different situations.
Pre-game, during game, and then after post-game, always adjustments being made from day to day in this game. Cougars rushed for 176 yards a game, still averaging over 5 yards a carry, total offense over 260 per game. On the season. And Coach, finally, before we wrap it up here, I want to talk special teams for just a moment because there were 15 combined punts last week, 8 by Hilldale, 7 by the Cougars. Two phases here, and we'll wrap it up with this. Coaches have to be patient because I've made this comment in the booth. It's so easy to want to go for that 3rd and 3 around that 40-yard line. And the kids are probably hollering, hey, let's go for it. You're patient. Brock Boyles paid it off 4 punts inside the 20 to keep field position advantage.
100%. Some of I think 2 or 3 of those were inside the 10.
Yeah.
One of them's on the half-yard line. So when you're playing really good defense and you're up, it's kind of one of those things you got to be smart, because the name of the game is winning, and obviously, it's nice to get your district points, but the number one thing is win. If you win, you control your destiny. And so, we were down there. We thought about kicking a field goal. But just with our injury situation, that also affects our field goal team, because a lot of those guys are in on that. And so we were just like, all right, no, just go for it. Our defense is playing really well, and not give them, put in a situation where they could block and get a, fumble recovery or a block recovery and take it and give them a cheap touchdown. So that's kind of the process. You got just a split second to think about it, but that's kind of the thinking in our head of, do we kick a field goal and take that chance being slim up front, with a bunch of backups in on the PAT. If we'd been fully loaded, we'd probably kick field goal, and so till we get to that, till we get some guys back, it's just going to be a feel of the game and where we're at, and so defensively we were handling our business, so we felt good about that.
Cougars put a shutout streak of 10 consecutive quarters on the line, 3 shutouts in 5 games total. This Cougar defense playing at a high level, a chance to get to 6-0 tonight here at Blake Smiley Stadium. Coach Brad Osteen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it.
As always, my pleasure. This has been the Coach's Corner. We're streaming tonight at k80aradio.net. Stay tuned in. We've got more pregame, the coin toss, and the Cougars take the field moments away. This is Cougar Football streaming at k80aradio.net.
Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium in Madill. Ada Cougar football tonight. The Ada Cougars 5-0 against the Madill Wildcats. Hope you enjoyed my visit on Thursday morning, the recorded visit with head coach Brad Osteen. Trey, the Cougars come in. Really the defense carrying the load. 2 7-0 shutouts the last 2 weeks. The defense giving up only 5.4 points per game on the season. And that's really been what has carried the load for Ada the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they obviously the offense has played well at times, Kenny. They've, bit by the turnover bug 2 weeks ago and bit by basically dropped balls last week. Otherwise, I think those games are 28-35. Still nothing. We got a chance, Kenny, here to have 5 shutouts in a row. Obviously, you never know. One busted assignment turns into a score. But if we play soundly, these next 3 teams, we've played, in my opinion, number 3 and number 4 in the district. Fort Gibson may be number 4 there with who did we play last week? Hilldale. I think Salisaw's clear-cut number 3. I think Poto's number 1. We're number 2. And then Salisaw 3, Hilldale, and Fort Gibson there at 4. But you've got a team tonight, Madill, that's down from last year. They're going to be not quite as good as they were last year, handle business. And then you go to Stillwell, and then you got Fort Gibson. No. Yeah, you go to Stillwell. and then get Fort Gibson at home. Is that right, or is it
Yep,
backwards?
Stillwell on the road, Fort Gibson at home the next 2 weeks,
Yeah,
and then,
so-
then the Poto showdown.
Yeah. So we got a chance, we talked about it last week, but 5 shutout games in a row. I think Coach Shamley told me we're number 3 in the state points per game.
5.4 is a pretty low number. This
Guthrie's given up 3 points on the season, but they have not got to the meat of their schedule.
Yep. This Madill team was shut out by Poto 48-0 a week ago. They lost their other district game to Broken Bow 28-21. They were in that game, and then were 0-3, losing to Dixon, Long Grove, and Kingston in their non-district tilts. They lost their quarterback, who was pretty good from a year ago, lost an all-district wide receiver.
All-state. He ended up playing an all-state game with Andrew.
He was a dandy.
Yep.
They both graduated, so their skill level, position players down just a little bit. Ada Cougars, again, trying to go to 6-0 and get to 3-0 in district play before they head to Stillwell again next week. This is Ada Cougar football. We are streaming live at KADARadio.net. I'll tell you what, we'll take a break, and come back on the other side, get ready for the Cougars to come onto the field. This is Cougar football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Let go. Now,
welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium in Madill. Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley in the booth here as we get ready for Cougar football. Get week number 6 for the Cougars. First, again, road game since late August. Had 4 straight at home. The Cougar defense that last week was really, really good, as they've been most of the year. You look back at last week's stats defensively, in the 7-0 win over Hilldale, allowed only 9 first downs, 60 rush yards on 23 tries, forced 2 turnovers, and held Hilldale to 10 of 32 passing for 133 yards on only 193 total yards, but again, 2.6 yards per carry. Offensively, struggled a little bit last week, but had to punt the ball 7 times, but they were effective when they did. Brock Boyles was knocking them down inside the 20 all night long. Last year's game at home against Madill, the offense clicked. 479 yards of offense. Great balance in that 47-14 win against the Wildcats.
Kenny, the Cougar captains are going to be Fisher Marr, Case Stafford, Xander Rhines, and George Maddox.
Or in 5
seniors.
5, 10, 19, and 26. The white on white with the maroon helmets. Captains for the Madill Wildcats tonight: Diego Navarrete, senior. He'll be joined out there by J.D. Runyon, familiar name, and around Ada. He's number 30. What is J.D., number 30?
30, yep.
Then you got number 77, another captain, James Daniel, and number 63 will be Zeke Rodriguez for the Wildcats. As we have a pretty good press box here, it's kind of low, so we may have some trouble. This field runs west to east, wind blowing from the north in our direction.
All the east-west fields, Kenny, hosting a game tonight. Stillwater.
That's right. Oklahoma State's playing tonight. That's only playing the used to be the Wildcats, now the Wildcats from Kansas State. So the captains are at the center of the field, about to do the coin toss for the Cougars. We'll see if they get the ball first. It will defer to the second half, and then we'll keep it right here. The Cougars will come on the field momentarily. Cougars still battling some injury problems. Trey getting a little bit healthier.
Yeah, Mason, if you can pan down here on the bench, it kind of tells us where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. Delaware, Samuel Jordan, one of the latest, have an injury last week.
And got another one coming in on crutches, 9, and then Owen Walford down in the end zone, 10.
So the coin toss has been won by Madill. First time the Cougars have lost the coin toss this year. So Madill wins the toss. They will kick, defer, and then the Cougars will receive. The Cougars will move from west to east to start the game. Madill will kick from the east 40-yard line. So the Cougars now 5-1 in coin tosses. Trey Kinley.
I wonder if that means the Sooners will lose their coin toss tomorrow as well.
Yeah, they're 5-0.
5-0 as well.
So the Cougars will try to put points on the board first. Some of the keys to this game tonight, Trey, get it for the offense. It's an offense that played some pretty physical defenses the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
But an offense that just has to, they look back as here comes your 2023 Ada Cougars.
Yeah, Kenny, they play in a power offense and defense. This is probably the most finesse team we've played all year. Not calling them soft by any means, but they're going to throw the ball. They're not as physical. So probably liken them to an Ardmore as far as physicality. But, with the two other non-cons with Durant and McAllister, obviously you have physicality, and then we play two of the top three most physical teams in the district the first 2 weeks.
Let's go ahead and give you that Ada offense. They have the ball first tonight, moving again from west to east. Will Johnson will be the left tackle, back after a week missing last week's game.
Shooting webs.
Left guard is Isaiah Hayden. The center is Kel Fuller. The right side guard is Caleb Suneagle, second consecutive start. The right tackle is Ashton Rowell. The quarterback is Brock Boyle. Behind him will be Xander Rhines, the senior running back. Wide receivers Deontay Lindsay and Kamari Richardson. The fullback will be Fisher Marr. The tight end, Cord Coffey. And I will say just this. I was at practice Thursday. Several more play calls. Some new wrinkles to Cord at times during practice. I talked to Brock about that standing on the sidelines. He said, yeah, we got a few things. We're going to try to get it to Cord maybe a little bit more if the situation presents itself. Cougar football tonight, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. The Madill Wildcats will put it on at the 40-yard line where they will kick it off from.
Kenny, when you say a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation, that's a cue for Carter to go to commercial.
Did he just about hit the button?
Yeah, he did. I got slapped on the arm here.
Carter,
what am I supposed to do? Carter, what you do is you don't listen to Kenny.
Just don't listen. Tune me out. Game time weather conditions from Madill. A room temperature 72 degrees with a north wind at 15 miles per hour. Colton Carlock, Deontay Lindsay will drop deep along with Lakeven Richardson. The Cougars have been good when they've had a chance to return a kick. Putting it on the tee for Madill will be Flores, a junior. He'll put it right in the middle of the field.
Guess I should pull up the stats here. Are we fixing to start?
We're going to get it kicked off at about 7:03, it looks like, as Flores puts it on the tee. Madill averages 16.4 points a game. They give up 34.6. Cougars giving up only 5.4 per game.
I do expect a good kicking game from here, Kenny. They have a really good soccer program here at Madill.
Flores, a three-step approach. High kick, right sideline, caught. Carlock, 20. Going straight across the field, trying to get to the edge, 25. Outrunning a defender to the 30. Runs Runyon and crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line. Maybe the 37. That's where they'll mark it, a 17-yard return. And the Cougars set up shop after Colton Carlock took it across field for a 17-yard return. 1st and 10 for Ada, the 11:51 mark of the opening quarter.
Did a good job getting around the first initial.
So the Cougars come out from the 38-yard line officially. Ball on the left hash mark. The quarterback is Boyles, as we told you. Fisher Marr, the upback or the fullback. Rhines is on the right hip of Brock. They get twin receivers to the near side, which is the right side. Signal to the left. Boyle's going to play action. Going to roll right, throwing out in the flat. Caught Kamari and bobbled it and caught it again at the 43-yard line.
So
he didn't hold
Brock
on to it.
2 of 2 here early in the game after one play.
Yeah, the ball was juggled and by Kamari, but the good thing is he kept his eyes on it and reeled it in for a gain of 4 to the 42.
Nothing wrong with a 4-yard.
Second down and 6.
Kenny.
They go pistol this time with Rhines behind Boyles. Takes the snap, hands to Xander, slanting left, edge, 45, secondary, 50, left sideline, 45, and rustled out of bounds. Xander Rhines, turn on the Jets. The market at the 46 in Durant territory from the Cougar 38-yard line, or the
42.
Cougar 42 to the upfield to the 46. He got a dozen. First down for Ada.
Good job by Xander getting the edge. Good blocking on the edge by the wide receivers as well.
Coach has been, Osteen been emphasizing wide receiver blocking. Didn't do their job. He didn't feel a couple weeks ago. Got better last week. They could really spring some big runs. Xander, again, hands, gets it right up the middle this time. The front, this time a surge by the offensive line as he got in to the second level. Rodriguez helped on the tackle as Xander got to the 41 for 5. Rhines on the season's second leading rusher behind Colton Carlock for the Cougars. Xander came in, had toted the ball 41 times for 234 yards, 5.7 per carry. Carlock ahead of him at 282. This Cougar team rushing the ball well on the season at 5.2 yards per carry. Ryan's in motion, gets it on the jet sweep, turns it back up inside 40.
Good cut there,
made a
Xander.
nice cut, legs churning. Rodriguez got him again along with Flores.
Be a yard short.
As Xander it really was a good cut because the corner was sealed, so he turned it upfield, used some strength to lunge forward to the 37-yard line. They need to reach the 36 for the first down. So a 4-yard pickup for Rhines. 4-down territory unless you go backwards significantly here. 3rd and 1, moving from west to east. Wind blowing across the field from north to south.
Chauncey in for the first time. Chauncey Conway, number 4.
Marr in motion, sets up strong right. And they're going to run Conway right up the middle. Cuts inside. Nice cut by Chauncey. Breaks off tackler and sheds another and gets inside the 25. That's power by Chauncey Conway. If he was hit and you don't put your arms around him, the young man won't go down that easily. And Conway, a big hole up the middle and a Cougar first down at the 23-yard line.
It's really hard to see these yard lines, Kenny.
Gonna have to look
because of the angle.
I'm doing my best to watch the official on the far side of the field as he sets up and marks it. About the best way I can notice. From the 23, Cougars are second first down on the drive. Conway comes in, sets up on the right hip of Boyles. You got Marr and Lindsey to the near side of the right side.
Have to call another timeout.
Too many men on the field. Now Conway comes out. Brock takes the snap. Wide receiver screen to Lindsey down the right sideline and just lunges his way forward.
Kenny, I don't know how we didn't get a penalty there because we had 12 men in formation. You know what I mean?
We're going to give Lindsey to the 18. Yeah, they came off the field late.
I mean, I know he went on late, but once you go into formation, I don't think you can leave without.
They mark it officially to the 17 for 6. Again, we're going to be a little off at times. We're just not very high here in the press box. Cougars,
well, some of us aren't,
at the
Kenny.
17, 2nd down and 4. In motion, Richardson faked the hands to Carlock, who's in the game at the tailback position. He's slung down at the 15. That time he's brought down by 51, Navarrete.
Diego.
Ball at the 15-yard line. The Cougars need to reach the 13 for a first down. It's 3rd and 2. This drive started at the 38 in Cougar territory. Opening drive, first quarter, 8:50 and counting. Cougars on the march. Conway besides Brock in the shotgun.
Brennan in at the sniffer.
Yep. Got the power package in. They run it on the jet sweep. Kamari coming to the right side, cuts it up, and he's close. I think he might have got there on the near boundary as he was brought to the ground. A good open field tackle. Looks like maybe number 10,
first down.
Fajardo. And he's right at the 13-yard line, it appears, and a Cougar first down.
Pretty good drive here by the Cougars. Mixture of running and passing. This will set up long-distance throws later in the game on the play action. Got Cord Coffee in for the first time at tight end. Look to see maybe one of those wrinkles here, Kenny.
Kel Fuller up over the football. Rhines now besides Boyles, 13-yard line. Madill territory.
Yep.
Hands to Xander running left to the 10. Cuts it up at the 5. Looking for the end zone. Pater. Touchdown. Cougars. Xander Rhines waited patiently for his blocking. Cut it up inside. 13 yards later, Rhines in the end zone. The Wildcat into the field. East end of Blake Smiley Stadium. And the Cougars strike first with 7:57 to play. Going 62 yards for the opening touchdown.
Like to see that. Kenny had 2 good blocks out on the edge, and you know, it's 11 on 11, so Xander makes one guy miss. All of a sudden, we've got numbers, and did a good job finding the end zone, finishing the run strong.
Or offensive line driving the Durant defense backwards. Mitchell off the Stafford hold is up and good on the PAT, and the Ada Cougars with 7:57 to play here in the opening quarter. We'll keep it right here. Lead at 7-0 on the PAT by Mitchell. And that Xander Rhines touchdown run, let's watch Xander's speed. But let's watch the offensive line here on this Ada Nissan replay as the Cougars lead 7-0. Xander Rhines waited patiently, got the blockers out in front, Trey, and found it in the end zone. Let's watch that again. Madill territory.
Yep.
Hands to Xander running left to the 10. Cuts it up at the 5, looking for the end zone. Pater, touchdown, Cougars.
Great job there by LeKeven. I know he and I talked about it, and he was one of the ones that Coach called out for his blocking, and he did a great job there. Zender did a good job reading the block and cutting back up behind him to get into the end zone.
9 plays, 62 yards after the 18-yard kickoff return by LaKeven Richardson. The Cougars take 3 minutes, 56 seconds off the clock, and they quickly have struck against Madill Wildcats and lead 7-zip. Ada will now put it on the tee for the first time and kick off.
Going to be Meathead.
Caden Mitchell from the left hash.
It's a new formation they came out with this week, Kenny. Staggered, and I meant to ask Coach about it, but I forgot.
Wildcats waiting at the 20-yard line as Mitchell expecting that either left or right sideline deep pooch, and here it is coming to the right side. High kick, fielded, 25-yard line, 30, 35, up to the 39. Pretty nice return by Fajardo.
George and Kamari and Chauncey all in on it.
So Madill takes over for their first possession from their own 39-yard line to 7:53 to mark. So the Cougars started their 30 at their 38 on their first drive, and they're officially going to mark this at the Madill 38 for the Wildcats' first drive. That Cougar defense, Will Johnson, J.B. Coyle, Cord Coffey, left to right up front. Coffey wearing number 87. We'll set the rest of the defense in just a moment. Shotgun formation for Worthen, the quarterback. Again, and the hands off, got a nice hole, and the ball's loose. Cougars pick it up. Down the sideline, Bailey, 30, 25. The Cougars opportunistic. Had a big run. We'll have to watch the replay there maybe to find out where he picked it up and where it was fumbled, but they had about an 8 or 10-yard run. But the Cougars have forced their 16th turnover of the year and have returned it. Chase Bailey has done it for Ada, but we couldn't even get the defense set before Bailey, who just has
picked it up right at midfield, Kenny.
3 interceptions on the year now, a fumble recovery.
Deontay was the one that knocked it out.
So Ada will take over with 7:42 to play, and the ball marked right at the 30-yard line after the fumble. Cougars have Rhines running left, cuts it back up inside, and gets about 4 as he lumbers forward.
Kenny, I'm a little bit behind here.
The 26. That's all right. Ryan's got 4. So Bailey returned it from the 50 to the 30. He returned it 20 yards and almost got down the boundary for a touchdown. Trip receiver, well, make it 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Boyle takes the snap, quick throw. Case has it, right flat, ducks his head, and barrels forward. He's brought down by 21, Eli West. But again, those quick passes to the flat. Defender if they play off of you. Brock's got the strong arm to get it out there in a hurry, give his receivers some room to dance in. 21-yard line for the Cougars. They'll face a 3rd and 1, already leading 7-0, forcing their 16th turnover of the year on the first play by Madill in this contest. Boyle's in the shotgun. Man in motion is Riddle. Sets up strong right. Brock takes the snap. Hands to Conway. Didn't get a lot, but got enough. Off that left side, Chauncey Conway for a Cougar first down inside the 20 to the 19. He got 2.
Nothing wrong with a first down run.
Yeah, again, that left side there, Rowell, Hayden, Kel Fuller.
Going to have 3 receivers in the game here. Kenny got Kamari and Case on the right side. Deontay going wide left. Xander in the backfield, pistol behind Brock.
Brock, we're waiting the snap from Fuller. Gets it to Rhines, running left, and Will Johnson trying to push the pile, so it's Kel Fuller from behind as Rhines approaches the 15-yard line on a good 4-yard run on first down. Right now the Cougars have thrown it successfully, some short passes to kind of open things up. They've had already Conway, Rhines, Richardson all carry the football. Carlock, 4 different players have toted the football, lead at 7-0, moving at the Madill 15-yard line.
3 different receivers on top of that, Kenny.
Stafford comes wide to the right side of the field, which is actually the near side. not the wide side. The fake to run. No, hand it to Ryan's running left, dancing
Good
down
job.
the sideline,
Oh,
cuts it back up inside, and
They're going to
Xander.
call a hold here on Deuce. I don't like the call, but the pink flag came out.
Xander had good gain. There's your first penalty of the game. The Cougars' 9-play, 62-yard drive went without a penalty. And then a fumble by the Wildcats. I looked at that replay that, again, we got it up there trying to see who carried the football for Madill on that play.
I thought it was Rodriguez.
They've gone with a couple different backs this year. So the holding penalty will mark the Cougars back to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it was 17.
So Luis Rodriguez. Here's a handoff. Conway, not much. Make it Carlock. Slammed to the ground. There's that time up the front by Madill. They run a 3-4 or 4-3 look at times. They kind of go back and forth. Darian Perez.
That was from the 25, Kenny?
It was from the 25, so he went backwards 5.
Yeah. Neverett. I just heard over the
51, Neverett. Cougars face a third down now and long. Boyle hands it off to Brennan Riddle running left, and he gets to the 25 as a promising drive after the fumble recovery, but the penalty has set the Cougars back. Riddle from the 30 to the 25-yard line. Brings up fourth down for Ada.
Should be third down, Kenny. Well, no, I'm off somewhere.
It's 4th and 20.
I see what I did.
The ball at the 25. The Cougars need to reach. It's like around the. Again, harder. 4th and
9.
Yeah, Boyle's going to roll left, roll right, make it. Sets up, throws out in the flat, caught. Justice.
Eli.
Battling down the sidelines, didn't get there.
A little bit short. I like the play, though.
Another completion, but Madill's going to hold. The play started at the 25-yard line and blown dead at the 13, so they got a dozen. So the Cougars have turned it over on downs. And Madill will take over. 3:51 to play in the opening quarter. They've ran one play and fumbled.
I didn't like the play, though, Kenny. They gashed us pretty good there, so let's see if we've made any adjustments on what we're expecting.
So Madill from their 13-yard line will set their offense and the Cougar defense again in a moment. Quarterback, again, he's listed as Worthen on one roster and Vincent on the other. We're going to go with Vincent. That's what the Cougar scouting report had.
Chauncey and George. Ball came out again, Kenny. It was down, but
as they ran up the middle to number 17, that's Rodriguez again. Again, this team loves to throw the football. Mark him up to the 18-yard line. He got 5. 2nd and 5. So Madill's had 2 pretty good running plays. They run. Looks like they've got a power formation. They've got
man, he is deep.
Yeah, they got a pistol and shotgun. Both there's movement on the Madill offensive line, I think.
Yep.
Like number 77, James Daniel on the left side. So a false start against Madill. Moves it back to the original line of scrimmage at the 13. Again, we are pretty low in this press box. The visitors' bleachers not very tall, so our views. Just say this.
I mean, you can tell by the camera angle, and that's on the roof on top of us, Kenny, and it's still pretty low.
Yeah, it's a little challenging. Vincent waiting the snap, takes it, play action, sprints right, chase, dropped. JB cool. 8 tackles a week ago by the Cougar nose guard.
Initially, Brennan Riddle gets in there and he gets away, got away from him, but JB was there to clean it up.
And he lost yardage back to the 11, it looks like. So we 3rd down and 12 from the 11-yard line. Shotgun formation, single setback, twin receivers left, a single to the right. Vincent, the quarterback, 3-step drop, steps up. Marr's got him in his grasp, and they got him. Brennan Riddle finishes up. Marr flushed him inside, and Brennan Riddle finished that one off as the Cougars got the sack.
Court, a little ginger getting up. Looked like he's going to be okay.
So they lost back to the 5. The Cougars, that's sack number 4 on the season, but they've had lots of hurry. So punt formation for Madill. Richardson deep. The punt by Fajardo is a good one. Richardson back at his own 38-yard line. Coming right. 40, 45. He's got the sideline. 50, 45, 40. Jitterbug, 39-yard line. Any laundry on the field? Yeah. Back at where he picked the football up. From his own 38.
Behind the play. I don't like that call.
23 yards for LeKeven on the return. He's been electric in the kick return game. That punt went all the way down to the 38-yard line, Trey. That was a 57-yard punt. And they called did they wave off the flag? Or was that just where he?
Maybe he was trying to throw the spot. Yeah.
So the return will stand. And they're going to mark it at the 30.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm not sure what this is all about.
9, 10. So they're gonna. So he returned it to the 34.
Now they move to the 47. I don't know what they're doing.
Kenny, I warned you about this coming down here.
We know Ada's got it, and we'll try to get you the real numbers as far as the return. And we haven't. Did we get an indication from the official?
I didn't see it.
The Cougars start in plus territory at the 47. I know the punt went to the 38-yard line. It was a 57-yard punt when LeKeven picked it up. And we'll try to get the replay and get it all set to see what they did here.
I had the replay, but I can't tell what they...
Carlos, get a little light over there if you don't mind.
Kenny's falling asleep.
I just can't see anymore.
Can't see anything in here now.
So the ball at the 47. As they get things settled, Ada's offense on the field for the third time. Ada just forced a punt. Carlock in, takes it, fakes the handoff, runs right into the secondary. 40, 35, 30. Colton to the 29-yard line, finally brought down by Isaiah Sullivan.
Big Deuce out there leading the way again.
But 18 yards for Carlock, who again has been really good in the run game in that Wildcat this year and at running back. 35 rushes, 282 yards coming in, 8.1 per carry for Carlock. Didn't hurt his numbers there, all the way down to the 29-yard line in Madill territory. Carlock stays in, Rhines is beside him. That's two pretty electric running backs in the backfield. Direct snap. Xander this time gets the handoff, running left, cuts up inside, and gets all the way to the 20. There's a shoestring tackle. Looks like maybe Flores got him.
Uziel? How you say that?
Just got his foot as he went down to the 20, so 9 more for Xander. Right now, the Cougars manhandling the Wildcats up front for the most part, Trey. 2nd and 1. This entire first quarter taking play, all the action taking place at the east end of Blake Smiley Stadium, a place where Coach Osteen played and was coached by Blake Smiley. 2nd down and 1. Man in motion is Richardson. Hand off to Rhines, running left, waiting. Cuts up inside, headed to the end zone for the second time. Yes, sir, untouched. Xander Rhines again patiently waited.
Good job by Fuller there, pulling with the center. You don't see that a whole lot, Kenny.
Kel, such a smart player. Able to get out there and lead the way. 20-yard touchdown run for Xander Rhines.
Kenny, there was actually 2 penalties on that punt. It's strange. I think Case Stafford got called for a blindside, but I think they may have picked that one up because they marked it off. There was another flag down by where the play ended.
Extra point by Mitchell is up, and it's good. Straight through from 20 yards. We'll take a timeout. Cougars on top 14-0. A pair of Xander Rhines touchdown runs here in the first quarter. With 34 seconds to go, Xander has 3 touchdowns on the season now. Cougar football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Looking back here, Kenny, I don't know if you can see on your monitor, after LeKeven fielded that, Case is going to get called right there for a blindside. But I think they ended up picking that one up because you'll see later here there's a flag that comes out right there on about the 30-yard line. That's about where they enforced it from. So I'm guessing a hold that, we got a player down on the field. So you got a hold there on about the 30-yard line is what it was.
Where did LeKeven go down on that punt return? As the Cougars just went 47 yards in 3 plays in a minute and 10 seconds, set up by that punt return by LeKeven Richardson. He took it in at his own 38. And got down into Madill territory. So Ada leads 14-0 here in the first quarter. Beat Madill last year 47-0. Or 47-14, excuse me.
He went out about the 38, Kenny.
So from his own 38, there's a 24-yard return.
Yeah, and there was a penalty flag there right at the 24-yard line, or the 27-yard line, which would explain why we backed up to the 37.
Tyler Walker puts his right leg into it this time.
He can kick it deep. And
it's going to be fielded at the 9-yard line. Coming right is Fajardo, and he tried to cut it up inside. He's smashed.
Chase Bailey makes him cut outside, and then
McGilbray.
No, that's 37, Kenny. That's
Jalen Wortham, excuse me.
Freshman Jalen Wortham.
Was 37. Sorry about that. Jalen Wortham, great job. And he cut it up inside, and Wortham said, I got you. 24-yard line. Madill takes over, 27 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Rest of that Ada defense, Brendan Riddle and Chauncey Conway, the outside backers right now. Maddox and Marr on the inside. Kamari Richardson, Deontay Lindsay, the corners. Bailey and Carlock, the safeties. Vincent rolling right. Hurls one. Intercepted by Zander at the 33-yard line as the Cougars have forced their second turnover as that secondary licking their chops. And Madill has turned it again on their very first play of this drive.
Did he catch that at the 33?
33, yep, and returned it to the 29, a 4-yard return.
Kenny, coming into this game, we have 12 picks on the year. So, obviously, we got some ball hawking going on in the secondary. So, against a passing team, especially up 14-0, they're licking their chops.
With 19 seconds to play here in the quarter, Ada having their way against this Madill team early, controlling the line of scrimmage, and have come out and punched them early. Big games in the district tonight. Poto playing Hilldale as well. We'll keep you abreast on that. Conway beside Boyles throws a flat pass to Case Stafford. Got a great block from his teammate wide receiver Richardson. And he cut it up inside, and Case able to fight his way to the 22-yard line.
Yep.
He got 7.
And one negative play, Kenny, in the first quarter.
And that'll do it. That ends the first quarter. The Ada Cougars are marching again, leading 14-0 over the Madill Wildcats. Cougar football tonight, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Poto's up 14-0 on Hilldale. Welcome back to Smiley Stadium here in Madill, America, home of the annual Sand Bass Festival. Talked about it on the way down here. Fishing.
Did a lot of fishing in the creeks around here. I went to college here for Tish for 2 years, and
I didn't realize you were an MIT graduate. It makes sense with your incredible intelligence that you went to MIT.
It does, and it's just what I do, Trey.
Yeah,
MIT and Cougar football, and 14-0. Cougars did it right in the first quarter. Scored on 2 of their 3 possessions, forcing 2 turnovers. They forced 17 for the year now. They'll now be moving from east to west from our right to left on 2nd and 3. Play action again. Lindsey, wide receiver screen, 20. Cuts inside 15. 10, 5. Hello, touch. End zone. Deontay just dancing his way through the defense. Made it look easy on the wide receiver screen. The Cougars saw something on film they liked. Going to the wide receiver screen and letting the receivers play in space, and right now it's paying off. 20-0 Ada.
Yeah, great job there. Good job by Eli getting the block, and then Deontay doing his thing.
Deontay Lindsey, his 5th touchdown reception of the year. Had 13 receptions averaging 17.5 per catch coming in. Extra point by Caden Mitchell splits the irons, and Ada has jumped on top 21-0.
Kenny, I got an end zone view of that if you want to watch it.
Yep, let's go for it.
So he gets it out quick to Deontay. Deontay does a great job setting up the block here by Eli. And then Deontay takes one hard step to the outside and freezes 6 and then goes right around him. And I don't know if 6 was the safety help, but great play design, good execution, good job by Brock getting it out there, back out, getting out to Lindsey quick, and then him reading his block and then using his athleticism to get it in the end zone.
2 plays, Trey, 29 yards. They took over late with 19 seconds to play in the first quarter, so a 26-second drive for Ada, and they have jumped all over the Madill Wildcats, 21-0.
Madill's got five rushes for 4 yards. Ada's got 15 rushes for 109, and then 6 of 6 for 56. Couldn't ask for a better start offensively. And we weren't that far away on this, Kenny. I mean, like I said, the fumbles and the drop balls, we haven't dropped a ball. We've caught everything. Brock's hit us in a place where we can make plays after the catch. And then on the other side, we forced a pick and we forced a fumble.
So it's 17 turnovers now in 5+ games they forced.
And how many quarters in a row now, Kenny, with that first quarter scoreless?
11 consecutive scoreless quarters by the defense. This offense, who struggled a bit the last 2 weeks. In high gear here.
To the left side.
20-yard line, caught, returned to the 30, cutting upfield to the 40, and out of bounds to the 41-yard line.
Out of bounds by Deontay.
So a nice return of 21 yards. Madill has good field position.
Yeah, he did it. He kind of did the same thing, set up like he was going towards the middle of the field and set up his blocker and then cut back out to the outside.
So he received it at the 20. They're going to mark it at the 41-yard line. They returned it on the near side on the Ada bench. So the Ada defense takes the field again, playing with a ton of confidence. Brennan Riddle on the left side as the outside backer. Crowd in the line of scrimmage. Is it Vincent still in at quarterback? Yep.
Yes.
Going to hand it off. Cutting back is Rodriguez to the left.
He's a big back, Kenny.
Maddox got him. Yeah, Rodriguez has some size to him. He started right, read the.
Kenny, we forgot to do our Mick Cowan trivia question. I don't know if you want to do it now or at the next break.
2nd down and 3. Well, let's just catch it here and maybe after this play. 2nd down and 3 from the 48-yard line. Madill has it. Ada already leading 21-0. Early second quarter from Madill. Shotgun formation. Rodriguez again straight ahead. He's hit hard.
Will Johnson
at the 50.
And Fisher, I believe.
Lunge forward to the 49-yard line, so he got 3.
They're going to give him the first down. Yep. I do like these down markers. They electronic LED.
Madill has their initial first down. 2 turnovers already in their first 3 possessions. Both of them came on their first play of those specific possessions. 49-yard line, Cougar territory. Vince in the gun. Rodriguez beside him. They're going to run to get Rodriguez, and there's Will Johnson. Eat him up and spit him out. Oh, Will Johnson, and a finishing block over there, too.
JB.
Or not block, but JB Coyle, they was trying to finish him off.
On defense.
Yeah, that's what confused me. It looked like a pancake, but it was a defensive pancake.
It looks like they called. I'm confused.
Cougars must have been offsides.
I guess, but would it not still be first down?
Well,
I'm confused.
Yeah, if they move it to the 44-yard line, not sure, but it's so they got 2nd and 5 from the Ada 44, and we'll try to figure that out in a minute. Vincent going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to wiggle his way toward a first down. So Vincent kept it. Again, I missed them. They're going to run quickly here. They got to the 37-yard line. So Vincent got 7. Ada leading 21-0. Chase Bailey helped finish off that tackle. It looked like Madill was going to go fast. Now they slow it down just a little bit. Fajardo in the slot to the right. To the near side is McHatton. Strong side's the right side for Vincent. They're going to run that way with Rodriguez off the right tackle, slanting, and again lumbering forward around the legs as he was brought down. Looked like McGilbray, I think that's 27, that was in the game that time, and it was. Made the tackle. They're going to mark him at the 34-yard line.
I saw what it was, Kenny. That was not a penalty. That was a carry. He kept it. He did not give it to Rodriguez. So Vincent had kept it on the last one.
So he fooled all of us in the booth.
Yep.
Hats off to the quarterback. Vincent, handoff to Rodriguez. Maddox got him around the legs. So that was actually a play that went for 5 instead of that big loss.
Correct.
The ball down to the 31-yard line on the carry by Rodriguez. It brings up 3rd down. They need to reach the 27. 3rd down and 4. Second quarter from Madill. Blake Smiley Stadium. The 5-0 and 5th-ranked Cougars in Class 4A on top 21-0. Hear a little of that north wind blowing into our crowd mic, hanging up above. Empty set. Vincent takes the snap, look for maybe a quarterback run. Here it comes. You can see it coming, and the Cougars read it well. The ball's on the ground. Cougars battling for it. I think Vincent got it back.
Yep, he did.
You know, I think that was
Eli.
Yep, he pretty easily sniffed that one out. They spread the field, and they looked to run it right up the gut on the quarterback run game, and they lost a yard to the 32.
Deuce in on the tackle, according to their feller.
So from the 32-yard line, it's 4th down for Madill. 21-0, 8 minutes to play, quarter number 2. Cougars have scored on 3 of their 4 possessions. Trying to throw up a stop defensively. Cougars have been good on 3rd and 4th down defensively this year. And Madill's going to use a timeout. Opponents on 3rd down are 22 of 81, 27.2%. Only 4 of 13 on 3rd, 30.8%. We'll keep it right here for a moment. And to catch up here as the Cougars lead 21-0. They've gone 9 plays, 62 yards, 3 plays, 47 yards, 2 plays, 29 yards, and 2 of those touchdowns, or one of the touchdowns, set up by an interception by Xander Rhines. They had a fumble recovery by Chase Bailey. Cougars turned it over on downs on that drive, but they've been efficient here offensively with the run game and the pass game. Not a lot of downfield pass game, more like an extended run game by getting it to the receivers, Stafford and Lindsey in space. And right now the wide receiving core, I want to comment on this, doing a great job downfield blocking to spring for some of those plays.
Yeah, they are, and it's not just that they're blocking well. The ball carrier, whether it be a receiver or a running back, is doing a good job of using those blocks and setting them up, which is encouraging. They're working together as a unit.
Cord Coffee, J.B. Coyle, Will Johnson across the front for Ada. On 4th down and 5, Madill in Ada territory at the 32-yard line. They need to reach the 27 for a 1st down. Again, an empty set for the quarterback, Vincent. Has 4 receivers deployed. Waiting for the snap. Man in motion from left to right to McHatton. Sets up strong left. Vincent back to pass. Flush. Steps up. Throws short. Turnover on down. Tried to step up and hit Flores, which would have been probably short of the 1st down anyway if he gathers it in. So an incomplete pass, and the Cougars' defense has done it again.
Cord Coffey and George both getting pressure on the quarterback. Cord did a good job of pulling off once he saw it, because he had him in his sights and really could have teed off on him. But the play was in front of him, and he could tell the ball was thrown. Good job pulling off there.
A punt, a turnover on downs, and 2 turnovers by Madill. A Cougar defense that forced 8 punts, forced 2 turnovers, and a missed field goal in 11 Hilldale possessions a week ago.
Got Deontay out wide right, Case and Keevan over here on the left side, and then Xander in the backfield with Brock.
As Ada will take over from their own 32-yard line, leading by 21 here against the Wildcats. The flag on the handoff, and it's a pre-snap penalty as Rhines tried to get to the secondary. They're going to have a
illegal substitution. I think we had too many people in the game. I don't.
Got to move it back to the 27-yard line.
Sure. On that, I don't know who you give that to.
Boyles has started out throwing the football well in this game.
I saw Kevin over here he's on the left side. He's telling them, I think, yeah, we only had 10 on the field. Kevin's trying to tell him, and then, okay, Eli ran on late.
Cougars deploy 4 receivers. There's a quick wide receiver screen to Deontay, and he tried to turn it back inside. He dropped it. Took his head off of it and was looking downfield. So Lindsey, boy, he was trying to get that turn back inside on that wide receiver bubble.
Yeah, he had all day to run there, Kenny.
I think he saw the green, didn't he? And Deontay does not need much space to get those legs churning. Again, the Cougars send 2 to the right.
Yeah, he had 1 guy to beat, and it was 6.
Cord Coffey in the slot to the left. They throw it for Cord, and he threw it behind him.
That's a good pass there by Brock.
I
think Cord just wasn't looking yet.
Incomplete. Cord caught a big one last week in that Hilldale game. 20-yard completion from Brock. So it's 3rd down and 10 make it 15 for Ada. Their own 27. 7:36 to play. Eli Justice brings in the play. Lindsey sets up left. The wind, again, blowing across from north to south. Cougars moving from east to west here at Blake Smiley Stadium. Lindsey has man coverage out here to the right side by Holmes. Boyles looking to the right. Throws, caught at the 35-yard line. Is that Coffey who sat down in there?
No, Case again.
Case, his 3rd reception. Stafford came in for this on the season. Had 5 receptions for 35 yards. That got 3.
No, he got. I think he got 8.
Make it 8 from the 20s. The original line of scrimmage was the 32. The penalty set him back to the 27. So a punt for Boyles, punted 7 times a week ago. 36.1 average. High kick, good one. 32-yard line.
He called a fair catch.
And then returned it down the left sideline.
He called a fair catch, Kenny.
No flag, and he's going to head toward the end zone. It's going to be a Madill touchdown.
They're bringing it back. He called a fair catch.
Caden McHatton takes it down the left sideline for a 68-yard touchdown.
He knows. He threw it down.
And the Cougar coaching staff is saying the same thing.
It was plain as day.
They wait for a fair catch, and let's see if the officials get together. All the Cougar teammates are saying the same thing, and the 68-yard touchdown by Caden McHatton, is it going to stand? I guess it is. Wow. The officiating crew having some iced tea and a piece of chocolate cake on that one. 68-yard touchdown return. Now they're going to see if they get it right. The punt was 36 yards.
They gave him the touchdown. That is terrible, Kenny.
Returned for a TD, 68 yards.
We'll show it to you after this, Kenny.
Wow. So McHatton down the left sideline to make it a 21-6 game. Wow. McHatton showed some speed, but the Cougars, you have that type of speed, you'll call for a fair catch. The defense has to slow down.
We catch that about the 30, Kenny.
See, I'll tell you exactly. It was 32. It was a 68-yard touchdown. Extra point is good. Let's keep it here to show the replay here. 21-7 on the punt return with 6:44 to play.
Okay.
On the McHatton return.
End zone view. Brock gets a pretty good punt. And here it comes right here.
Waved his right hand for a catch.
And our guys pull off because he waved. I mean, that's waving for a fair catch. And you can see us all pull off, and then he takes off.
He had one man to beat after he took off, and he kind of broke the arm tackle. So a touchdown by Madill. First points against this Ada team. That wasn't the defense there.
No, it wasn't the defense at all, and it wasn't even on the special teams. But here's the thing, Kenny. If you see him wave a fair catch and you go hit him, it's a penalty. And these two guys in the back have one job, to watch the returner until he catches the ball. Then you obviously watch other stuff.
Flores will kick off from the 40-yard line. Madill on the scoreboard at 21-7. Cougars send Richardson and Lindsey deep. Who's the up guys there?
Probably George and
that Coffee over here. 24-yard line. It's Carlock at the 24, coming left at the 35, 40, 45, 50. Colton needs one block. 40, 35, 30. Stiff arm, stumbling to the 17. Colton
we got
Carlock.
a penalty back on the 24-yard line, Kenny.
My goodness. Colton Carlock busted a long return and pink on the field.
Actually, it's at the, I don't know, he's walking it up, 33-yard line.
Might have had a downfield.
I saw one over here on our side of the field. Maybe that's what he threw it for. I saw a block in the back. Kenny, I told you on the way down here.
Well, the officiating crew was pretty quiet through the first quarter plus. Then they missed an obvious fair catch. I mean, it wasn't like he waved his hand 3 or 4 times, but you don't have to. He just waved
one time.
Waved his hand one time, called the fair catch, then caught it and ran. And a hold has negated a Colton Carlock return. He'd returned it down near the 17-yard line. Turned it some 60-plus yards, and now the Cougars will start back at their own 23.
Ooh, that's frustrating.
Leading 21-7, 6:34 to play. This is where the Cougars, you jump out 21-0. Madill's now struck. You just got to keep executing. You've dominated up front. Keep put another good drive together here and keep extending this lead. Brock Boyles in the pistol formation as Ryan's behind him. Xander gets the handoff coming left, cuts up inside, and Xander brought down by a couple of Madill Wildcats, led by number 40.
Gage Rowland. No, I'm sorry, that's our 40.
Gilberto Grimaldo, a junior defensive end. As Xander got up to the 29-yard line for 6. Second down and 4. Got twin receivers to the right side. A single is Lindsey to the left. Hand to Ryan's running right. Parallel. Now cuts it back upfield. Dancing. Spins. 360, 35, 34-yard line make it. And he got 5 more, and that's going to should be enough for a Cougar first down.
Good job there by Xander.
Parallel to the line of scrimmage for a bit, then able to get his shoulder pads turned east and west in this east and west stadium for a Cougar first down.
Okay, Stafford comes out. So you got Deontay and LeKeven in.
Deontay goes wide right. LeKeven comes to the near left side. Brennan Riddle set up as a sniffer back on the right. Here's Chauncey cutting back up inside on an inside handoff. Crosses the 35 to the 37. 3 more on the run for the Cougars.
Boy, Kenny, you know what I like is if we can get Karan back, that three-headed monster you got back there in the backfield.
Well, you've got Richardson getting 6.1 per carry. Ryan's 5.7. Carlock 8.1. Fisher Mara 5.6. When he runs the football, he's carried it 17 times this year. Fake to Conway. Boyle throws it over the middle. Caught. LeKeven
absorbed a big hit by the quarterback, but held on the ball.
Vincent got him, but they got the 11-yard pickup. That's great hands by Richardson, and a Cougar first down. Boyles right now is on target on those quick passes. Receivers running some nice routes. First and 10 for 8 at the 48-yard line. Trey Kinley will run down all your stats. Don't forget our Mick Cowan trivia question.
Yeah. We'll pop that up after this play, Kenny.
From the 48-yard line, first down for the Cougars. Boyles in the gun. Richardson make it Conway off his left hip, takes it right up the middle, and not much this time. Good penetration by the Madill Wildcats as he is sat on by number 51, Navarrete.
No gain on the play, look like. Okay, Kenny, we'll go ahead and pop this up while we're getting the play in. So Ada is 10-3 all-time against Madill. The question is, how many points, total points, did Ada score in those 3 losses? So in the 3 times that Madill has won, how many points has Ada scored? Text your answer 580-495-9099.
Kamari Richardson, Case Stafford, the receivers. Boyles, play action to Carlock. Carlock going to get the handoff. Coming left, Colton makes a man miss and makes a nice cut to the 48-yard line. Out in front, Kel Fuller pulling again. Fisher Moore, Cord Coffey also all out there blocking. But again, Carlock sees the field so well. Great vision to.
He's got that whoop move down that Chris Berman used to make. Whoop.
I think you got him right there, and there he goes. 48-yard line.
That was a terrible whoop, by the way.
It was pretty bad. I tried to just move on and
save
you a little bit.
I call it like I hear it. That was terrible.
From the 48 of Madill territory. Third down. Cougars need to reach the 42. 3rd and 6. Brock has a single setback and trip receivers right. Throws right. Way out in the flat. Caught by Case. 38, 30, 25, 20, 50, 10, 5. Hello in zone. Case Stafford outruns the Wildcats for a 48-yard strike. They had trips to the right, and Brock threw a needle out there, and Case hauled it in and then tiptoed the right sidelines for a 48-yard touchdown.
Pretty sure that's Case's first career touchdown, Carter. Can you give me a nod on that? I think it is. Great job by Case. And Case showed some speed there, Kenny. He's not just a possession receiver. He got out and he pulled away from him. So kudos, kiddo.
Second touchdown receiving of the game by the Cougars. One by Lindsey, one by Boyles. 8 now for the season one by Stafford. 8 thrown by Brock. Caden Mitchell's extra point is up and good. And with 3:07 to play here in the first half, the Cougars are on top by a count of 28-7. And keep it right here. Show a little replay. Yep. Go for it. Goes right, way out in the flat. Caught by Case. 38, 30, 25, 20, 50, 10, 5. Hello in zone. Can you slow that down and show that again? Just how much room. He didn't have a lot of that. He threaded that pass in there.
I'll pull it up on this other version here, Kenny, here in just a second.
Yep. It's 28-7 Ada. That drive started at the 6:34 mark at the Ada 29-yard line. Cougars go 7 plays.
You can see here, Kenny, the DB makes a break on the ball. Case goes up and gets it. And then Seven's got an angle on Case, but he pulls away from him. And then the safety, Vincent, the quarterback, was way over on the other side of the field. Case does a little high step. Somehow he knew this kid was diving at his feet. Did a little high step there and finished it off. Great job, Case. And good job there by Kamari following the play. He's there to get a block if he needs one.
That drive officially 77 yards, 7 plays, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. Caden Mitchell, 4 for 4 at extra points. As Case Stafford has found, Brock's really found a receiver he can really count on in this game. Case Stafford, great hands, and then down the boundary for the touchdown. Second touchdown pass by Boyles tonight. Ada answers the Madill punt return for a touchdown. It leads it by 21 again, 28-7. On the field.
Late runner honor. Creed Moore, freshman. Getting a little bit of time here on kickoff. Plays quarterback for the freshman team.
Lunch with his dad usually every Thursday.
Yep.
They're at the quarterback club.
Parents Jeremy and Stephanie Moore.
High
kick.
Kick.
It right this time. Ball on the ground.
Yep, loose. Cougars got it. Justice cut it on the bounce.
Got it.
And he was headed to the end zone, but he was leg tackled.
I don't think you can
at the
advance
30.
it.
It was fumbled.
I don't think you can advance that, Kenny. Well, yeah, you can.
You can. He was running with the football. He'd actually taken a few strides. So a fumble, and Ada takes over. Fumbled kickoff. Third turnover of the game by Madill.
Plus a turnover on downs.
So Justice recovers the fumble on the kickoff. Ada will now take over in plus territory at the 30. And boy, Eli, what a bounce he got as the number 10 took that football for this Fajardo. He's running upfield and just dropped the football.
Yeah, he never caught it, Kenny. It went right through the breadbasket there at the 20-yard line and bounced forward about 15 yards, or about the 25-yard line, sorry.
Ada +3 in turnovers tonight. There's an inside handoff on the inside reverse to Riddle. Saw him run this in practice yesterday. At that time, they got his little misdirection. They handed off coming right. Then inside reverse handoff back to Riddle. And Madill read that well. Got him after a yard at the 29.
I like the way Brennan's legs keep moving, though.
Second down and 9 for Ada. We played the final 2.5 of the first half. Case Stafford's had a big first half receiving. Goes wide right. In the slot to that side is Kamari Richardson. Riddle lines up, sniffer back to the left. Brock takes the snap, rolls right, throws back across the middle. Caught Cord. Settles down inside the 20. Rolling right, and Coffee found an open spot. Got 10 to the 19. Love the passing game. The Cougars mixing up so well so far against Madill in this game. And this gives a lot of a lot of plays to look at if you're scouting the Cougars going forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's 5 different receivers now.
You know, 1st and 10 from the 19. Cord Coffee can be such a threat out there at that tight end. Got a lot of weapons. We knew this offense would develop them, and they have. Carlock sweeping left on the handoff from Boyd, waiting patiently. Back up inside, brought down. Got a late flag from across the field as Carlock got brought down at the 15-yard line. Side judge from the far side, about 40 yards away, threw a pink flag toward the pile as Carlock got to the 15, so he got 4 on the play. And we got going to call it an illegal use of hands against the Cougars.
How far did he get down to, Kenny?
Got from the 19 to the 15, so he got 4. They're going to mark the penalty off from the 20, or the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage, it appears. Mark it back to the 29.
Yeah,
so it'll be,
I got him on the 30. We're good, though. So it's a 15-yard penalty, I guess? No, he advanced
10.
It to the, yeah.
Yeah, it was 10. So 1st and 20. Ball just inside the 30. In Madill territory. Twin receivers right. Fisher-Mar, the fullback, lined up on the left over Coffee. That's the strong side. Brock the play action. Got a wide open Cord Coffee for the end zone. He's got it at the 1.
Good
Cord
catch.
hauled it in. Oh, they rolled everything right and threw back to Cord Coffee on the pylon pattern, and he got it to the 1-yard line, a 28-yard pickup.
Well, you called it in the pregame, Kenny. They've been working on it.
Kind of slipping Cord out. Brock was excited about it. We talked about it, talked in practice to him, and he likes his big tight end. And I don't know many quarterbacks that don't like a big tight end with good hands that can find those soft spots. 1st and goal from the 1. 1:05 to play. Cougars on top 28-7, second quarter. Running left. Touchdown, Xander Rines, his 3rd of the game. Made it look easy over the left side for the Cougars. Will Johnson, Isaiah Hayden, Kel Fuller over there doing the job, and the Cougars lead at 34-7.
You know, play caller loves it when they got 1st and goal on the 1-foot line, Kenny. You got everything open, but the way his offensive line's been playing, just give it to the back and let them go.
Talk about that offensive line in just a moment. They've just been outstanding, playing still without Sanusi and Matthews. And these guys are showing some
timeout. Ada.
Yeah, leading at 34-7. Didn't have the personnel on the field for the extra point, using a timeout. So that drive goes 4 plays, 30 yards after Eli Justice recovered the fumble on the kickoff. Started at the 3-minute mark, so it goes 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Culminated by Rines' 3rd touchdown of the first half. The other 2 touchdowns are passes. Case Stafford has 1. Deontay Lindsay has 1. Cougars' balance offensively has been brilliant tonight. And Trey Kinley will have the first half stats for you. Also have some more Ada Nissan instant replays.
Hey, Carter, go ahead and flip me over here. I want to show you on this pass, Kenny. Brock does a great job leading Cord to it's not the back pylon, but leads him to the outside where even if he underthrows it, Cord is there to make the catch, and their guy's not. Back to the kick. Slipped
him out. Caden Mitchell off the hold of Stafford. The snap by Marr, and Caden Mitchell, him and Tyler Walker were at our quarterback club luncheon on Thursday. Great young men, soccer players. They're doing a great job here in kicking. Mitchell's 5 of 5, now 16 of 19 on the season on PATs. Ada leads at 35-7. This is Cougar Football Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium. All Cougars tonight, 35-7. An offense that had kind of bogged down the last 2 weeks, but won 7-0 shutouts. 35 first-half points tonight to lead at 35-7. Doing it running the football, passing the football, forcing 3 turnovers. Really should still be a shutout. A 68-yard punt return for a touchdown by Madill after a fair catch. Young man showed some speed, Caden McHatton.
He did, but when you got 11 guys pulling off, that just goes to show you got to play to the whistle, not what you assume. But
he definitely called a fair catch.
He did. And, you can't get on Brennan there. He's the one that's there breaking down to tackle the guy, and he pulls off because he saw the fair catch, and he's got to break down or he's going to get a penalty.
Tyler Walker from the 40-yard line. See if he tries to boot one deep. Probably will when he's got it in there. He does. Kicks a high kick. A hanger going to be caught at the 11. Coming to the 20, 25, 30, 35-yard line.
Wortham again.
Fajardo returning. Yeah, Wortham stuck his
Creed
nose
Moore,
in there.
2 freshmen.
How about that? Some freshmen getting there on special teams, doing their job.
Yep.
Exciting for them with 50 seconds to play here in the first half. Our first half will have your scoreboard for you. We'll have your Ada Nissan instant replays. We've got a bunch of them in Ada 35-7 lead. First half stats as well. Ada defense. On the field again, you have Coffey, Coyle, and Johnson again across the front line. Vinson hands off to Rodriguez, and J.B. Coyle just got right around his man center with no problem. Number 51, Navarrete, had no chance to block J.B. that time. J.B. had 8 tackles a week ago, got in the backfield. That's a tackle for loss, Trey, back to the 29.
They're not double-teaming him, Kenny, and you got to with J.B. He's just so quick against the guys of size. They've got to double-team him.
Motor runs all the time. He's off the ball in a hurry. 20 seconds to play, 2nd and 13. Twin running backs this time. They run it right up the middle. Fisher Mard's got his man at the 23-yard line. And that is Rodriguez again. He got from the 29 to the 33. He got 4. That's going to end the first half. The Ada Cougars have dominated the Wildcats here in Madill. 35-7. Ada leads Madill at halftime. The Cougars ranked number 5 in Class 4A, trying to get to 6-0 on the season. Well on their way. We're back with your first half stats and much more, including your Ada Nissan instant replays. This is Cougar Football, streaming tonight at K80ARadio.net and a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium. I'm Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley. Carter Kinley, our engineer. Mason Lee, a great job upstairs on the camera as we sit in the press box here, and the Cougars on top 35-7. You can't get much more dominating than the Cougars did in the first half, Trey Kinley. They came out, they punched the Wildcats in the mouth, and just 35-7 is domination. But when you get to go to the stats here a little bit later in the half, that even emphatically spells domination for Ada. Rushing, passing, +3 in the turnover column. It's been all Cougars.
Yeah, and Kenny, according to history, I'm going to tie this all together right here. Watch this broadcasting genius. The answer to the Mick Cowan trivia question. Greg McCourtney, class of 92, I believe. Great influence on me in the youth group back in the day. His I'm not even going to call it a guess. He knew it. It was 0. They had every time they'd beat us, they'd shut us out. So the minute Xander scored that first touchdown, I knew we were winning.
We score against Madill, we win.
Yeah,
the moral of that.
Pretty much.
And they do it 10-3. That Xander touchdown came early, Trey, on the Cougars' first drive. They went 9 plays, 62 yards after taking the opening kickoff at their own 38 after a nifty return by Richardson. And took 3 minutes, 56 seconds. Xander Ryan, who had a big first half, 3 rushing touchdowns, had it. The Cougars had it down at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 in Madill territory when Xander started the scoring for the Cougars. Madill territory.
Yep.
Hands to Xander running left to the 10. Cuts it up at the 5. Looking for the end zone. Pater. Touchdown. Cougars. You love the feet work, the pace that Xander can run. As he sometimes waits on the blockers, and you love to see the offensive line celebrating like they did all downfield, leading the way for Xanders. PAT by Mitchell made it 7-0. Replays brought to you by our friends at Ada Nissan. Madill had their first possession, and Rodriguez had a nice gain on their very first play of the game. Well, the end of the play turned Cougar favor, though, as Deontay Lindsay made the hit, and Chase Bailey was on the spot. Shotgun formation for Worthen, the quarterback. And the hands off, got a nice hole, and the ball is loose. Cougars pick it up. Down the sideline, Bailey. 30, 25. Chase Bailey about an 18-yard return after a 10-yard run by the running back Rodriguez. So the Cougars had it first and 10 in Madill territory. Couldn't score on that drive. Turned it over on downs. Madill got the ball back. Had to punt it back to Ada. It was a 57-yard punt. LaKeven Richardson returned it 24 yards, had a penalty in there, and the Cougars, after they marked off the penalty, started at the 47 of Madill territory, leading 7-0 in the contest when Xander Rhines got in the end zone for the second time, this time from 20 yards out. Man in motion is Richardson. Hand off to Rhines, running left, waiting. Cuts up inside, headed to the end zone for the second time.
3 guys there, Kenny, 3 guys in the 50s. Escorting him into the end zone.
Yeah, and similar play around that left side, and all that offensive line out there pulling.
Broke.
Don't fix it. Untouched to the end zone. Cougars led after the Mitchell PAT 14-0. Rhines got a little breather during the kickoff. Went back out there defensively on Madill's first play for the second time in this game. On their first play of a drive, something bad happened. This time Xander Rhines was in the right spot as the Cougars forced the turnover. Corners, Bailey and Carlock the safeties. Vincent rolling right, hurls one, intercepted by Xander at the 33-yard line. Love the block there at the end of
Carlock.
Yeah, Carlock leveled him as Ryan's got his first interception of the season. Ada forced 3 first half turnovers, have forced 18 now through 5.5 games. That set up the Cougars after the interception on a short field at the end of the first quarter at the 29-yard line in Madill territory, and they got a first down pass to Stafford down to the 22-yard line, and then from the 22, Deontay Lindsay, who had a little frustrating week last week, unlike Deontay, got into the end zone on a pass from Brock Boyles. Left on 2nd and 3, play action again. Lindsay, wide receiver screen, 20, cuts inside 15, 10, 5, hello, touch. Boy, he has a long stride. Is Deontay able to get in there? Cougars found something on that wide receiver screen. They really worked on that in practice, and that really it's a play that you love to see a plan come together. It's worked brilliantly. Another extra point by Mitchell made it 21-0 Ada. Madill would get a punt return of 68 yards and a touchdown.
A fair catch punt return.
Midway through the second quarter, McHatton called a fair catch. The officials didn't honor it, and the Cougars slowed down a bit. McHatton raised 68 yards to make it 21-7, but Ada would get the ball back with 6:34 to play in the second quarter on top, 21-7. Case Stafford, who came in, had 5 receptions for the season. I believe he had 5 in the first half. We'll run those down in just a moment. Cougars would go 77 yards in 7 plays. They have it at the 48-yard line in Madill territory on third down and 10, and Brock Boyles threaded the needle, and Case Stafford did the rest with his legs. Set back and trip receivers right, throws right, way out in the flat, caught by Case, 38, 30, 25, 20, 50, 10, 5, hello end zone! Great speed by Stafford, the defensive back. Went for the gusto, went for the interception. Boyles had him some mustard on the football, got it in there, Case secured it, and the Cougars were on top 28-7 after Mitchell's extra point. On the ensuing kickoff, turnover number 3 for the Madill Wildcats, Eli Justice was thinking pay dirt when this ball bounced into his hands. There at the quarterback club.
Parents Jeremy and Stephanie Moore.
High
kick.
It
right this time, ball on the ground.
Yep, loose. Cougars got it. Jump.
He probably would have scored. It looked like the guy that got him was blocked into him. It kind of helped. One of our Ada Cougars got an assist on that tackle, Kenny.
That set up another Cougar touchdown drive. After the fumble on the kickoff, Cougars took over at the 30-yard line after Justice's recovery, went 30 yards in 4 plays, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. The big play that set up this third Xander Rines touchdown was a pass from the 29 to the 1 to a 28-yard pass to Cord Coffey from Brock Boyles, and then Xander Rines finished off the drive. Top 28-7 second quarter, running left, touchdown Xander Rines. Again, it opened up on the left side. The extra points by Caden Mitchell made it 35-7 Ada at halftime. A dominating performance. Your Ada Nissan instant replays. We appreciate Ada Nissan, one of our sponsors of Ada Cougar football, bringing you all those instant replays. Cougars by 28. Your first half stats and more next. This is Cougar football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium. Halftime score 35-7. Ada dominating Madill. Almost 300 yards of offense, Trey Kinley, as the Cougars, you got the first half stats, but they did it from multiple players in the first half.
So, see if I can turn this way, make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Can't tell if it is. So Madill had 2 first downs. Actually, that's supposed to be 14 rushes for 32 yards. Shout out to Mason up top. He apparently on the broadcast, he got the handoff, Kenny, that you and I missed. But I did send the person that was complaining profusely about me and you missing that. I sent him a picture of our view from in here, and he said we need some Windex. I can't argue with that. Anyway, so they had 14 for 32, 0 of 2 passing, interception, three fumbles, 2 of them lost, only had 1 penalty for 5 yards. And then the difference, Ada has 14 first downs, 22 rushes for 128 yards, just under 6 a carry, 11 of 13 passing for $162. That's what, 15, just under 15 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 6 penalties for 50 yards. There's actually 5 for 45, so still elevated, but not game changers. And we've been able to overcome them. 4-6 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down. Individually for Madill, Luis Rodriguez, 9 rushes for 29 yards. Eli Vincent actually has 5 for 3 because he was the one that we missed on the keeper. Both of them successfully fumbling. Luis did lose his. Vincent jumped back on him on the one he threw. Vincent 0 for 2 with no yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Receiving for obviously nothing. Ada. Xander, 11 for 83, so 7 a carry. Colton Carlock, 4 for 19, just under 5 a carry. Chauncey, 4 for 18, again, just under 5. Brennan has 2 for 6, and one of those goes to somebody else. Brennan has 1 for 1, I believe, so I missed that one. Kamari had the 1 for 2. Passing, Brock, 11 to 13 for $162, 2 touches, no interceptions. Receiving, 6 receivers, Kenny. Kay Stafford, 4 for 68 in the touchdown. Cord Coffey had 2 for 38. Deontay, 2 for 28 in the touchdown. Eli Justice, 1 for 12. Kevin, 1 for 12. And Kamari, 1 for 4. So, balanced attack, not only rushing and passing, Kenny. I mean, if you look at I don't know what I did here. Evidently, I clicked screenshot. If you look at the overall yards, 128 to 162, and you'll watch here in the second half as we try to control it. We'll finish with, I bet we finished with over 200 yards of each. Game's going to slow down a little bit, I assume. We've got our 15 points, which is important for the district standings. That's the one thing that's hurt us the last 2 weeks is we didn't max out the points. We left 16 points on the board for district standings, when it comes down to a tie. But a dominant game. I hate that they've got a 7 on the board because it doesn't matter, but it does. You want those goose eggs.
Defense has given up again. Came in, if you joined us late, didn't know that defense had 10 consecutive shutout quarters coming in, extended that to 11, and then the punt return that went for the touchdown broke that stretch. But again, this season, on 5.4 points per game coming in by this defense, 3 shutouts out of their 5 wins. They've now forced 18 turnovers total. And the Cougars have not turned it over for 6 straight. Didn't turn it over last week. Protected the ball the first half this week, and now they're +7 on the season. That's a combination for winning football. When you can play defense like that, be +7 in the turnover column, and then balanced offensively like they are tonight, pretty good combination to win a lot of football games.
Yeah. it's what I've expected the last 2 weeks. I'm glad to see it happen finally on the offensive side. Some good play calling. I'll give Coach Osteen credit. I think he's called good games the last 2 weeks. We just haven't been able to equate it to points on the board. Now it's finally happened. Hopefully, I kind of like the way the schedule worked out, Kenny, because we got the 2 tough games to start the district, and then we get 3 to get some injuries healed, get some momentum rolling before rolling into Poto. Yeah, Kenny, they stopped the clock. I was going to tell you this. They stopped the clock after they did their children's thing at 14, just under 15 minutes. The whole time the Ada band was playing, they had the clock stopped. As soon as they finished, they started it back up. So I don't know if it's 20 minutes of their halftime and our halftime adds to it. So I have absolutely no idea when we're coming back. I don't know.
We do know the Cougars lead at 35-7. On their way to being 6-0 on the season. They're ranked number 5 in Class 4A. We'll run down the 4A scoreboard and have that for you when we come back. This is Ada Cougar football from Blake Smiley Stadium, Madill, Oklahoma. Back after this, Cougar football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back, Blake Smiley Stadium. 35-7, the Cougars rolling here at halftime against the Madill Wildcats, trying to go to 3-0 in district play. You know, we started for the 4A4 district tonight, week number 3 with Ada and Poto both at 2-0 and 5-0 on the season. Poto ranked 2nd in the state, Ada ranked 5th in Class 4A coming in. Then Sallisaw was 1-1 in district play, and Broken Bow was 1-1, Hilldale 1-1, Fort Gibson 1-1, Stillwell and Madill were the 0-2 teams. That's Ada's opponent tonight, Madill and Stillwell next week. And tonight, the scoreboard, you got Hilldale and Poto going after it, and Trey Kinley will update you on all the scores across the 4A4 district.
Fort Gibson leading Stillwell in the third quarter, 14-0. Clinton over Weatherford in the long-time rivalry, 14-0. Chickasha beating Woodward 20-0. Sallisaw over Broken Bow kind of goes to what I was saying. I think Sallisaw is number 3, 10-7. Shawnee beating John Marshall. Hera over Tecumseh, 14-6. Bethany over Classen, 24-0. Newcastle coming off the loss last week to Blanchard, up 21-3. McLean all over Cleveland. In a close one, last year's state finals, Cushing trails Wagner by 1 at halftime. There's the Ada Madill score. Tuttle and Blanchard, 6-0 at halftime. A defensive struggle up in the midwestern part of the state. Far eastern part of the state, Miami beating Skiatook 40-0. Poto all over Hilldale 35-0. Ulaga over to Catoosa 13-3. And then Elk City beat Cache last night 35-0. So it looks like, Kenny, after this week, you're going to have Poto and Ada tied at the top. Fort Gibson and Sallisaw both winning. So that's 3 and 4. And then, of course, Stillwell and Hilldale losing tonight. So I think Fort Gibson actually probably be in 4th after this week.
Yeah, Sallisaw and Fort Gibson, if they both hang on, they'll both be 2 and 1.
So that's 3 and 4.
If Ada and Poto hang on, they'll be 3 and 0. And Ada already with a win, of course, over Sallisaw, and have Fort Gibson at home in 2 weeks.
Since we've still got 6 minutes-ish, I'll go some of these of note. Ardmore losing big to McAllister. To MacArthur. McAllister beating Coweta 24-14 at halftime. Durant beating Tulsa East Central 27-6 in the second quarter. So 2 teams we've played there. Didn't look like any major upsets. Dale City struggling a little bit with Sapulpa. Piedmont tied with Eisenhower. I'm just kind of looking through here, seeing anything. Guthrie still hasn't given up anything but a touchdown on the year against they're playing Bishop McGinnis tonight. So a lot of games going on throughout the state. Kenny, I had the pleasure of speaking of games throughout the state. Last night ran the scoreboard for the Ada Pee Wee, 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th grade. 3rd and 4th, they played I can't even remember, it was Sulphur, but they were can't remember their mascot. I apologize to anybody in Sulphur that's listening.
Bulldogs?
No, it wasn't the Bulldogs. I don't know. Third grade won, I think, 13-0. And then the 3rd and 4th grade did. 5th and 6th grade, the Sulphur team is undefeated, number 1 in the district. Our boys were down scoreless at halftime, down 6-0 in the 4th quarter, about 54 seconds left. Have a 2nd and 10 on our own 25-yard or our own 30-yard line, and Jackson Tadlock, one of our ball boys, goes around the left side, lowers his shoulder, runs over a kid, and stays in bounds, runs all the way down to the 15-yard line. He had Aiden Lawson leading the way. Unfortunately, Aiden led the way a little bit too far ahead of him, but gets tackled on the 15. Very next play, Tadlock throws to Diego Solario in the back left of the end zone to tie the game at 6-6. Then they go for, you can go for 1 or go for 2, 1 from the 3, 2 from the 5. Ada goes for 1 from the 3 for the win, and they hit Chris Johnson's boy, Connor Johnson, in the end zone, makes a great contested catch, and Ada wins the game 7-6. It was exciting. The playoffs will start, I guess, in the next. It's the Crusaders. Just got a text, Sulphur Crusaders, but it was super exciting to see the kids were excited about it. And the 3rd and 4th grade, it's kind of. It's not. I'm not going to say unorganized, but they're just learning. 5th and 6th grade, there's some real football going on. It's fun to watch. I'd encourage anybody to come out and watch them when the playoffs start. I'm thinking, based on some conversation last night, they'll have a home game to start the playoffs. I think they're going to be the 2 seed, and we'll get to avenge their only loss against Wewoka.
The folks listening that haven't been out, tell them, Trey, where they play their home games.
It's there at the high school.
Okay.
They're and they have the concession open. They got 3rd and 4th grade cheerleaders with mascots. You got 5th and 6th grade cheerleaders with mascots. It's fun. Come out and watch them.
So that will be going on coming up this next week, and
I'm not sure yet when it is, but we'll let you know.
There'll be more JV and probably 7th, 8th, and 9th grade games coming up in the near future as well. We'll keep you abreast on. NCAA football scored. Oklahoma State playing tonight. Trey leads Kansas State 20-7.
Holy cow! Offense explosion.
13:41 to play in the 3rd quarter, and a big game there.
That would be a huge win for the Cowboys.
They've really stumbled out of the gate. Had a week off. Kansas State.
They're tough to play against too. So I haven't looked at the stats or anything. I assume Bowman's playing pretty good. I'm glad they finally picked a quarterback and sticking with him. And there's another game tomorrow, isn't there?
Oh, the old Red River RRR.
Yep.
It's easier to say RRR than.
Kenny, I've been to 2 of those. 63-14, came home with a tattoo on the outside of my right ankle. Went back 2 years later, and it was 65-13, and got another tattoo, and I decided to quit going.
You'd be.
Yeah, I'd be an inked-up man if I kept going.
You'd be unrecognizable.
I'd still have a face for radio, though.
By the way, Bowman, 14-23, 207 yards. Yep. And OSU is out offense. Kansas State, 313 to 133.
So they've got over 100 rushing, too.
Yeah, so they're rolling right now. OU Texas. Texas started a 6.5-point favorite by that game. Its line's down to around 5 by most. Should be a great game. 2 unbeatens. College game day there. Baker Mayfield makes an appearance, I believe, on the set on Saturday.
I'm sure he'll be real laid back, relaxed, just calm, cool, and collected. I hope they don't have the pop guns out there. He's liable to shoot somebody if Corso doesn't pick OU. But no, it's a great experience, and I just hate that it's an 11 o'clock kick. I wish we could get that either at 2:30 or in prime time, although I don't know that I'd want to be walking out of the Cotton Bowl at 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's probably I've been down there several times myself. One of the bigger reasons for that is one of the reasons I believe is that aspect. The nighttime in the Cotton Bowl sounds a little bit dangerous to me. Cougar football brought to you by Ada Nissan, Great Plains Kubota, Wild Rose Place, Hilltop Dodge, First United Bank, T&W Tire, Classic Cake, Landrum ENT, Vision Bank, Chickasaw Travel Stops, Simmons Bank, Laser Zone Family Fun Center, Carter County Dodge and Hyundai, Don Carpenter State Farm Insurance, Vision Bank, and Fenton Ford. Instant replay brought to you by our folks at Friend Today to Nissan.
Just got a text from the junior high athletic coordinator, Cody Knoll. 7th and 8th play at Madill on Monday. And the same night, the 9th grade will be at home. So 5:30 at Ada High for 9th grade, Ada versus Madill. and it's the Southeastern Crusaders. Appreciate everybody texting in and getting us information.
290 yards of total offense for Ada in the first half. 162 passing, 128 rushing, and the defense allows 2 first downs and 32 yards of offense to Madill. A dominating performance, leading 35-7. Carter, you got one queued up over there. Got a commercial we can go to. Let these sponsors present themselves to you. Appreciate you listening tonight. If you're only on the radio, driving around, it's 99.3 on your dial. Thanks for tuning in. If you're kicked back watching on the live stream, we're at kadaradio.net. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Back to Blake Smiley Stadium. Madill will have the football when we start the second half. We an extended halftime. They stopped the clock sometime midway through, but it's all right. We got you updated on a lot of the Pee Wee football, the junior high program. Appreciate Cody Knoll. He's been getting us stats, or just not stats as much as information on the junior high, the 7th, 8th, 9th junior high games that are played. And sometimes those games, it's hard to say. We kind of have a schedule when they are, but they do change based on personnel and who's available. It's kind of an ever-evolving thing from week to week. And
I can't imagine being an athletic coordinator at the junior high level, and Cody does a great job. And Kenny, a lot of people don't know this, but he runs the Norris Field on the nights that we're playing at home. Does a great job getting everything set up, on top of being a phenomenal basketball coach.
Ada coaching
He's a pretty
staff.
good guy, too.
Ada coaching staff back. Had an extended halftime, heading back upstairs, and Coach McCurley has found his way to the roof. Coach Hollenbeck right behind him as they go up above us. The facilities aren't bad here.
It's not bad.
It's just a little, we got plenty of room in here. I've got my 18 feet. Y'all got y'all's 2 feet down there to finish. But
the ladder going to the roof, Kenny, I mean, they seriously said, we need an 8-foot ladder. And they said, well, we've got a 10-foot extension ladder. We'll just cut it off at 8 feet, put a 2x4 at the top, and call it good. It's it was definitely used before here because there's a lot of paint on it.
And we've got 1, 2, 3, you got 5 gentlemen upstairs.
Yes. And
I'm checking this roof out. We're
3 of
below.
the other kind downstairs.
What a pleasant night for football. Temperature now in the mid-60s. That north wind coming across from north to south. This field, of course, runs east to west. In the 28-21 Madill loss to Broken Bow this year, Eli Vinson, their quarterback, was 9 of 9 for 122 yards and has not even really sniffed anything that looked close to a
completion.
The only completion he made was to number 26 for Ada, Xander Rhines. And
we thought coming in this, I said it, I'll admit it, that's more of a finesse team. Well, they've been more of a attempt to be a power running team with Rodriguez, the bigger back. Call me crazy, the same way as last week, though, Kenny. We thought that Hilldale they'd throw it some. They end up throwing it 35 times. Madill comes in throwing it 55% of the time, and they've thrown it 3 times. And now they're down 35-7. So do they keep throwing it to an Ada team that has 13 interceptions on the year and can pin their ears and rush knowing they're up 28? It's not an envious position for anybody to be in. I hope it's this way tomorrow against Texas.
Madill won the opening toss, deferred. Cougars received. It's the first time the Cougars have lost a coin toss this year, but no, if you're, what'd be the word?
Superstitious.
Superstitious, thank you. Couldn't spit it out. No superstition. Cougars lose the coin toss but lead 35-7 here at halftime. So the Cougars will kick to start the second half. Time of possession, the Cougars had the advantage last week. I know we don't have that. We won't have it.
I've got a guesstimate, Kenny.
But the Cougars have been behind on that all season long. But this week, last week led in that, and this week dominating that as well as they lead this game 35-7. Caden Mitchell will put it on the tee at the east end of Blake Smiley Stadium at the 40-yard line. Madill will receive the kickoff.
We're all confused. Everybody, the extended halftime has
now they're going to
exhausted everybody, including me and you. We just talked for 10 minutes straight.
We talked to, might have got to the midnight hour here, 8:41 as we roll along here.
So if Ada has the ball, did they stop the clock? I didn't pay attention to that in the first half. I mean, when the Ada band was on the field, they stopped the clock.
We're at 35-7. You score about 3 or 4 more touchdowns in the third quarter, we may have a running clock. How about that? Let's shoot for that.
Yeah, right with that.
Cougars will kick from the 40-yard line, left hash. Caden Mitchell will put it on the tee. Flores, one of the deep men. I can't get the number of the guy on the near side. Got his kind of shoulders angled to us as we sit in the press box. George Maddox showing a little energy on the field. Is there a time when George doesn't show some energy?
Doesn't seem like that type
He's
of person.
He is ready to go. Him and he's on the special teams. You got Carlock on this side with him. High kick by Mitchell. Going to be a fair catch at the 29-yard line.
Was it, though? Should be a big time block in the back there, too. We got Creed Moore was just launched. Interesting.
Fajardo, the fair catch. And they say he got up across the 30 to the 31. Where Madill will take over.
Ada crowd cheering.
Cougar defense. J.B. Coyle, the nose guard. Will Johnson, the right defensive end. Cord Coffey on the left side. Brennan Riddle, Xander Rhines, the outside backers. Maddox and Morrow, the inside. You got the Kamari Richards and Deontay Lindsay, the corners. Colton Carlock. Chase Bailey, the safeties. Pistol formation. Rodriguez buried by J.B. Coyle.
JB and Fish.
Got the
Brennan.
Got the handoff, and J.B. slid off the.
No, it's Fish. Sorry.
Slid off the center again and buried Rodriguez at the 30. Might have gave him back to the line of scrimmage. And they did. So it's 2nd and 10, no gain. Again, just that quickness. 32 yards of first half offense by Madill. They came in averaging over 16 points a game. The only touchdown, a punt return. Shotgun formation, twin receivers left, a single to the boundary side of the left side. Vincent direct snap, runs it right up the gut. JB hit him first, and then Cord Coffey and Fisher Marr finished him off across the 30 at the 34-yard line. So Vincent got
him all the way to 35.
Gave him that extra yard. They stepped forward. He got 4. Third down. They need to reach the 41. 6 to go.
Will and Cord in, JB in the middle. You got Brennan Riddle and Xander in at the outside backers. And they Kamari and Deontay at the corners.
Empty set for Vincent. See if he throws it. He's going to roll right. Throws it out in the flat. It's caught at the 39, turning it up to the 40, 42, 43-yard line. First down.
Fisher and
Fajardo caught that one for 8.
Chase.
So Madill, a rare first down in this game. Only had 2 in the first half. So they get one on their initial second half possession up at the 43-yard line.
It wasn't bad coverage by Kamari, and he wrapped him up pretty quick and then held him up long enough for everybody else to get there to take him down.
Vincent stays in the gun. Hands to Rodriguez. Starts right, slants left. Crosses the 45-yard line.
Will and JB, it looked like. Fisher in there.
Going to give Rodriguez 2 yards to the 45. We have not seen Holmes at running back. He's been playing defense. And the reason I mentioned that against Kingston, by some numbers we looked up, he had 26 carries for 247 yards.
Wow.
It's Harlem Holmes.
Well, and they rotate quarterbacks, too.
And they haven't tonight. It's in Vincent the whole entire way. 2nd and 8 from the 45 from Madill. Early third quarter. Vincent throws out in the flat. Ball caught by McHatton. Crosses the 50 to Cougar territory. Slung down at the 46. Another first down. They take a page out of the Cougar playbook and throw the wide receiver quick out to the wide receiver McHatton. Brought down.
Deontay took a little bit too inside of an angle. Looked like there, Kenny, to me on initial.
And mark it down at the 47, a gain of 8. So 1st and 10, second on this drive by Madill. 47 and 8 of territory. Vincent in the gun. Got running backs to his left and right. In the belly of Rodriguez. And he gets to the 45. George Maddox slithered through to get him around the ankles.
Now, he is the backup quarterback, Kenny. Rodriguez is,
and he's
based on what I've got, but I haven't seen him take a snap yet.
Heavy dose of him from the running back.
Yeah, and they said he was a thrower just like the other guy. He's physically, he's a big dude.
2nd and 8 from the 45. Rodriguez and Vincent look to the sideline for the play call. Twin receivers stacked right and a pair to the boundary side, the left side. So they got 4 deployed. Cougars locked in man coverage. 2nd down and 8 from the 45. Look to blitz coming. Maddox up the middle, going to greet the quarterback Vincent, who tried a quarterback run, and he got nowhere. Cougars showed and they came. They got a yard to the 44. Cougars were plugging those gaps that time, Trey, up the middle, expecting that, and read the play well. Ball in 8 of territory at the 44, brings up 3rd down and 7. They need to reach the 8 to 37-yard line. 8 minutes to play, third quarter. Opening possession. Ada leads 35-7. Vincent has Rodriguez off his right hip, the quarterback. Awaits a snap from Navarrete. Riddle showing blitz. Here he comes, chasing the quarterback. Vincent steps up, throws, got a man open downfield. Caught kept the play alive. Bailey's got him. Flores down around the 15, 16-yard line, but it's going to go for 28 yards and a first down for Madill. That time, credit the quarterback.
Yep, he stepped up.
Kind of got up in the pocket. Riddle slipped, kind of fell down initially, got right back up, and then flushed Flores, but he flushed Vincent, who found Flores. So this drive is down to the 8 to 16, 28-yard line. We'll make it the 8 to 16-yard line. That played good for 28. Vincent to Rodriguez, slanting left, 2 hands on the football, gets inside the 10. Marr got him, but Rodriguez, a nice run, and so it was a pretty good drive by Madill to start the third quarter. Mark it down to the 9-yard line, so Rodriguez got 7. 2nd down and 3. This is the deepest penetrations Madill's made outside the punt return. Their offense, as far as the drive, the best they've looked coming out of the locker room. They've made a few adjustments and got it down the field. They have 3 first downs. They're now at the 8 and 9-yard line. 2nd down and 3. Vincent has Rodriguez off his left hip. Twin receivers way out wide right. Vincent takes the snap, looking on a slant pattern, caught for a touchdown. Right in front of the Ada defender.
Yeah, too much space there.
Fajardo caught it. Vincent put it on the money in an impressive drive by Madill. They go 69 yards in 10 plays to cut the Ada lead to 35-13.
Yeah, we I didn't see any busts or anything. We're playing about 10 yards off, and he just runs a quick slant there behind the backers and in front of the safety. We brought Xander off the edge. Now, it was a quick play. Cord put a good hit on the quarterback.
Extra point by Flores off the hold of Fajardo is splitting the irons. Flores got it, and Madill goes opening possession of the second half, 69 yards for a touchdown. 6:28 to play, third quarter, 8-35, Madill 14. This is Cougar Football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium. Madill goes 69 yards in 10 plays. Took 5 minutes, 32 seconds. Good drive by the Wildcats. Extra point, good by Flores. 8-35, Madill 14, midway through the third quarter. You know, they didn't complete a pass in the first half, but they were efficient on that drive. Found a little bit of space in that Ada defense.
Yeah, they did a good job moving the ball there, for sure.
Flores will kick off. Cougars will now have their first possession of the half. It comes down the boundary, right side, Carlock at the 21, middle of the field, 25-30, cuts back up, 35, leg tackled at the 36-yard line. Number 22 gets up off the bottom, Isaiah Sullivan. Carlock a 15-yard return from the 21 to the 36. Ada sets up shop, 1st and 10.
Very similar to that first half kickoff.
Ada's been good in the kickoff return game this year. Hadn't had a ton of opportunities, but
but when they've kicked it, and when they've kicked it returnable kicks, we've done a good job.
Well, coming in, only had 3 returns.
Yep.
LaKeven 2 for an average of 50.5. Deontay 1 for 14.
Yep.
So the Cougars leading 35-14. Take over first possession, third quarter for Ada from their own 36-yard line. Empty set for Brock. Man in motion. Here comes Xander on the jet sweep. Cuts inside a block 35. Now strings it back to the edge. Going to have a hold probably against Ada.
Block in the back on Deontay would be my guess.
That time Madill strung it out. Wildcats impressed with the way they've came out. With Ada dominating the first half. They're playing with energy. Harlan Holmes stretched that play out. It is against Ada. I think it was on.
Right there at the 35-yard line.
Move it back to the 25 on the hold. Make it 1st and 21 for the Cougars. Cougars, if you joined us late, first half, passed 290 yards of offense, passed for 162, rushed for 128. Fisher-Moore comes in the slot to the right. Boyles brings Richardson in motion.
There he goes.
Fakes the jet sweep. Lindsey's wide open downfield. He holds. Nope, had it knocked away. The ball hung, got interference at the 40-yard line. Harlan Holmes caught up as the ball was just maybe a tad underthrown as Lindsey went back for it, stopped just a little bit, and Holmes ran into Deontay. Pass interference. It would be a first down for Ada. Boy, Lindsey got behind Holmes coming out on that right side. He was the outside receiver. And he had him by 3 or 4 yards. The ball just underthrown.
Yeah, the underthrow is what got the penalty. Deontay did a good job adjusting to come back to get it. Looked like Brock may have thrown that one a little bit off his back foot. Didn't really get a big-time step into it. Had a little bit of pressure up the middle.
It'll bring it to the 40-yard line, a 15-yard penalty, so it'll be first down and 6. They need to reach the 46 for a first down. So a holding penalty against Ada on the first play of this drive. Now pass interference against Madill. Boyles claps his hands to Xander, cuts back up inside, running left behind the left side of that offensive line. Gets to the 49-yard line. Or 44, excuse me. A couple yards short of the first down. That Cougar line, Will Johnson, Isaiah Hayden, Kel Fuller, Caleb Suneagle, Ashton Rao from left to right.
Carlock into the game. Will be in the Wildcat formation against the Wildcats.
2nd and 2, 5:33 to play in the third quarter. Cougars on top, 35-14. Kel Fuller over the football at the 44, directly in front of our broadcast position. Empty set, look for a run from Colton. Man in motion, Xander. Colton fakes it, runs left, darts outside, has some space, 45-50, first down, spinning, and finally ushered out of bounds to continue to show his strength. 3 or 4 Madill Wildcats usher Colton out of bounds, but he got a first down into Wildcat territory down at the 48-yard line. So from the Ada 44 to the Wildcat 48, a gain of 8 and an Ada first down.
Well, Colton does not go down easy, does he?
And he's kind of unassuming when you look at him. Just a lot of strength in those legs.
He's definitely a natural runner, and his instincts are very good.
From the 48, Cougars' first down of this drive. Started at their own 36, so we've got a timeout, Ada. Coach Osteen had the play clock winding down. The game clock continues to run, though, at 5:05. They don't stop it at halftime, but they continue to let it run after a timeout.
I'm so confused.
We'll take one, too. 8:35, Madill 14, third quarter. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium. Cougars 35, Madill 14. 5:08 to play, quarter number 3. Madill scored on their opening possession here in the third quarter. Now the Cougars marching. Drive started at their own 36. 1st and 10 from the 48. Boyles at an empty backfield. 4 receivers deployed, 2 left, 2 right. Wide receiver screen, Lindsey Moore out front blocking. Deontay ducks and goes forward and gets to the 43-yard line. Fisher Moore out there blocking. And the Cougars again on that quick pass out to Lindsey. Used the quick hitter to the wide receiver. I think they're going to mark it at the 44 officially, so he got 4. 2nd down and 6. You joined us late. Ada led 35-7 at halftime, a dominating first half. So from the 34-yard line, man in motion is LaKeevan Richardson. Ryan's running left, outruns the defender to the edge to the 45, and a nice open field tackle, though, one-on-one tackle on the far side.
Number 9?
By Pedron. Yahir Pedron. Got him at going to mark it inside the 44 at the 43-yard line, so not much.
I think we got a penalty. Stop the clock.
So Ryan's got a yard, and the penalty is going to be against Ada. You know, one area the Cougars came in, and we've talked about it a little bit, penalties has been a problem. 11.2 per game, 94.8 yard against the Cougars in penalties. This is going to mark it back from the 48 in Madill territory. Looks like another.
Man, Kenny, I don't see much there on that one.
Hold back to the 8 of 42.
Yeah, they dropped the flag on the 48-yard line.
So back at the 42 brings up 2nd down. They need to reach the 38. So they need 20. 2 downs to get it. Unless they choose to go for it on 4th. Trips to the right. Ball in the left hash mark. Boyles, play action. Steps back in the pocket. Flings one out to Eli, and he dropped it right in front of the Ada bench. Wasn't going to get a whole lot. Might have gained 3 or 4 on the play if you were able to haul it in.
That one looked like it came out of Brock's hand a little funny there. I couldn't tell exactly if it was deflected, but it wasn't spinning like it normally does.
3:41 to play, and Ada on top, 35-14. These games are hard. You dominate the first half. You lead 35-7, and probably should have been 35-0. And just hard to keep the hammer down for 4 quarters.
You got to, though. Especially defensively.
From the 42, Richardson in motion. They need 20. We've got a screen back the other way. Got it open. It's Brennan. 50, 45, 40. First down. 35, 30. Hello, end zone. Brennan Riddle on the screen. Touchdown. Ada. Oh, baby. 58 yards on the screen to Riddle. The Cougars working on the screen game, and Brennan turned it loose to the house. And we got more.
32.
Ashton Rowell says it's against Madill. A personal foul. Oh, the official pointed Ada's way. Rowell thought it was against Madill, and they're going to call it back after a beautiful screen as his officials getting enamored with the flags, and maybe he was correct. So from they mark it off from the 33. I think it's still going to be to a 1st down. It is. Nope, it's going to be short. So a penalty will move it back to the 43. It's a spot penalty.
There was 2 guys holding each other. It was Will Johnson was part of it, but the guy had a hold of his face mask and threw him to the ground. It's the only thing I can see.
So a replay, 3rd down, but and we got from their own 42 to the 43 in Madill territory. The play goes for 15 yards instead of a 58-yard touchdown on a beautifully designed wide receiver screen.
Yeah, that was a great play call.
Coach Osteen out talking with the officials right now, and we got that on. We got that. We can look at that
over to me, Carter. Let me pull this out.
Take a look at that. Coach Osteen on the field talking to the officials. Going to set up 3rd down, and on 3rd and long, you love the play call. had the offensive line out there executing, blocking.
Okay, there you go, Carter. So you can see right at the top of the screen, right at about the 40-yard line, Will is already hooked up with the guy. And then they're hooked up together, but then the guy just has Will by the face mask and throws him to the ground. So hold the fine, but call hands to the face or a personal foul.
3rd down. 8 at the 43. Play action. Boyles throws. Caught. LeKeven, 30. Rushing to the 25. Finally out of bounds to the 25. Good play. 18 yards. Again, that short to mid-range passing game, highly effective for the Cougars. LeKeven Richardson hauled that one in. They'll mark it at the 26 officially. That's on the sideline here where it's really hard to see. But LeKeven got 17 and an 8 of first down. The drive stays alive.
How many times do we have first down on that drive? There was a penalty almost on every play.
There was. There's 4 penalties on this drive. The ball at the 26 in Madill territory. LeKeven in motion. Chauncey gets it, running behind LeKeven, and he cannot get it strung out from behind. Roddy Camacho got him. As Chauncey trying to be patient, but had some speed from the backside. Camacho ran him down.
Yeah, wasn't really a hole there. I mean, at some point you've got to hit it, even if it's not there. But they just continued to string it out.
2nd and 13, a loss of 3. Cord Coffey comes out of the game. You got LeKeven Richardson in the slot to the right. Case Stafford out here in single coverage. And you got Lindsey on the boundary side, the far side. Here's that inside screen to Stafford. Comes back, makes the catch, spins up inside. And Case got another nice gain.
They're going to call a personal foul here. He led with his helmet, and in high school it would be, or in college it would be an ejection. That to me, that's the definition of targeting, Kenny.
Got to the 24-yard line.
And I don't think it was out of malice.
A 5-yard pickup.
So you got down to the 24.
To the 24 on the inside screen to Case Stafford. And there's the personal foul penalty.
Should be half the distance, down to the 12. Or they'll just keep marking all the way down to the 9. Okay, I'll take it.
15 yards. So 1st and goal for Ada now at the 9-yard line. It's the personal foul. A lot of penalties on this drive. 5 of them so far. Ada's got out of a hold and now have 1st and goal at the 9, leading 35-14. Ryan's looking for his 4th touchdown. Darts across the 10 down to around the 6-yard line on the handoff. Sun Eagle on that right side trying to lead the way. Again, it's hard to see from this is that tough.
So we got to that 8.
Tough angle for us to see from right here, and we apologize. Setting very low and through a window that is fogged a bit. So they got 1. 2nd and goal from the 8. Boyles has Rhines behind him. Pistol formation. LeKeven Richardson wide left. Rhines running right. Darts inside. Touchdown. Xander Rhines got it again.
Quattro.
4 touchdowns by the senior. For the right side, we're going to show that in replay in a moment. They led the way. Trey Kinley one more time, and Ada has a 41 spot, leading 41-14 with the .46 to play.
Yeah, Xander went over 100 yards there, Kenny, too. He's got 15 for 104, so just under 7 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns.
Well, good to see for Xander. Last year, injury-plagued. Marr to Stafford. Mitchell, extra point is good. So Caden Mitchell drills another one. He's 6 of 6. There's been 2 possessions here in the 3rd quarter, both touchdowns. One by Madill, one by Ada. Cougars lead at 42-14. We'll take a break, come back. We'll show the replay on the other side of the break. This is Cougar Football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. 42-14 Cougars, 10 plays, 64 yards, 4 minutes, 36 seconds. Cougars answer the Madill touchdown. And
Kenny, when you guys watch this, look at the Ashton Rouse sealing the edge, and then I think Brennan Riddle kicking it out. So it's Carter. Oh, I thought he was going to do the replay on there. I was just telling him what to look for, son. Kenny, would you control this kid?
Well, you've had 17 years to get a chance to do that.
No chance.
42-14. Instant replay brought to you by Ada Nissan. That was a great job on the kick out by Riddle and Rao over there as well, doing a terrific job.
Yeah, Sonny. I mean, you had 3 linemen there sealing the edge. Ashton, Sun Eagle, and Kale, and then Brendan cuts right in behind him.
Tyler Walker, high kick, and it's going to be fielded and fumbled. It comes right up the sideline. Unfortunately, went out of bounds for Madill. Fajardo had it hit him. And
it should go back to the 19, in my opinion. But we'll see.
And they mark it out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So Madill takes over their second possession of the quarter. See if the defense can stiffen up. Give up a little touchdown drive on their last defensive possession.
I imagine Coach Sham wasn't too happy with that.
Stillwell next week. 7 o'clock kickoff from Eastern Oklahoma. 1st and 10 from the 22. The quarterback still Vincent. Rodriguez beside him. Man in motion is Flores. Sets up, now comes back left. They hand it off to Rodriguez. He's got some space right up the middle into the Cougars secondary and is tripped up.
Carlock.
By Colton Carlock.
No, I'm sorry. That's LeKeven.
Got him as Rodriguez got all the way to the 42-yard line. He got 20 on first down. Good blocking up front. He got to the second level quickly, and he's, again, a big man. Gets his pads going. Vincent back to pass on first down. Going to throw deep. And the ball deflected, almost caught. Almost intercepted by Kamari, and then almost caught by Fajardo. And he goes incomplete harmlessly at the 23-yard line. Madill mixing it up a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't like those tip balls like that.
Kamari had pretty good position there. He's been solid at that cornerback position for the Cougars. A couple of interceptions. 21 tackles as well coming in. Secondary's been really good all season. 2nd and 10. Vincent awaits the snap, drops it, picks it up, and the play never got going. It's going to be probably a false start against Madill. We'll move it back 5 to the 37.
I think if you fumble the snap, you ought to have to keep playing even if you false started.
And you got a lot of rule changes.
A lot of great ideas as long as it helps my team.
2nd down from the 37. Carter, did he do that to you?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, on defense, they let the play go as long as it's unabated, not unabated to the quarterback. And so then you take the best of the scenario. So same thing. If they fumble the snap, then.
Vincent, play action, rolls right, throws a screen ball right through the hands of Flores. Another ball that was up in the air, and the Cougars, but it fell in between 3 Cougars on the right hash mark. So a 20-yard run on first down by Madill, but now they've gone backwards, and they face 3rd down and 15 from their own 37-yard line.
Cord Coffee getting some pressure off the edge there. I'd like to see his pin our ears here, too.
Minute 15 to play in the third, 42-14 Ada. 3 receivers deployed, 2 right, 1 left. Vincent has Rodriguez beside him. They got a tight end on the right side, too. See if they try to slip him out.
We know what's coming here, Kenny.
That's Grimaldo. They look to blitz with Marr and Riddle right up the middle. They blitz the gaps. They chase. Vincent throws one up for it in the air, and it's incomplete. That was uncatchable. Kamari Richardson had a beat on it. It was over the head of Fajardo. That time the pressure dialed up by Coach Shamley with the linebackers. You had Riddle from an outside backer and Marr, the inside backer, came both blitzing up the middle, got pressure on the quarterback who sailed it out of bounds. So punt formation by Fajardo, 57-yarder in the first half.
We ought to run that fake fair catch play here, Kenny.
It worked for Madill.
Yeah.
Here's the kick by Fajardo, and it's another high kick. Caught at the 29 by LeKeven. 35, 40, 45, 50. Knocked out of bounds in Madill territory. He caught it at the 29-yard line.
Kelton Stipe had a big block there where Keevan went out of bounds.
To Fajardo, a 44-yard punt, but returned from the Ada 29 to the Madill 47. Again, a 24-yard return by LeKeven Richardson. I tell you, when the Cougars get a chance in special teams, punt return and kickoff returns, we've mentioned this already tonight.
They're
but
at the 48.
They're dangerous. 48 in Madill territory. 1st and 10 for Ada, leading 42-14. Boyles hands it off inside. That's Xander picking his way. Approached the 46-yard line, got a couple.
No, they only gave him to the 47.
We got one. So
It sure looked like it went further than that from here.
So officially, we'll go a 23-yard return by LeKeven.
Got Case and Kamari out left, Deontay near side.
Pistol formation for Boyles, takes a snap. Xander right up the middle, this time nowhere to go as he slammed to the ground. As
He's hurt.
Grimaldo threw him down. And Xander went down hard in Ada territory at around the 48-yard line. Leading by 28, back at they lose 4 back to the 48, and that ends the third quarter. So a loss of 5 officially ends the third quarter. Ada and Madill exchange touchdowns here in the third. Ada 42, Madill 14. The fourth quarter of Cougar football coming up next. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. 1 quarter of football left. Ada moving toward being 6-0 on the season with a 42-14 lead over the home team, the Madill Wildcats. Cougars at their own 48 need to reach the Madill 38. So we got 3rd down and 14. Cougars now move east to west. Boyles has Colton Carlock beside him to the left. Play action. Going to throw deep down the left sideline for LeKeven. Oh, what a catch! Went back right over the helmet of Holmes and hauled it in inside the 20-yard line. How about LeKeven Richardson as Boyles floated it out there brilliantly. Double coverage, and LeKeven hauled it into the 18-yard line, and a Cougar first down.
Great job by Keith going up and getting the ball.
34 yards.
I believe that's called a moss, isn't it, Carter?
He mossed him.
Randy Moss. He was all right, wasn't
He was fair.
he? Yeah.
Boy, he could do it.
Yeah.
Boy, LeKeven, what a catch there.
Yeah, it was.
Right
Timed
over-
his jump perfect. Not bad coverage.
Got over 200 for Boyles now. Carlock, direct snap, hands off inside to Riddle, running right toward the 10-yard line. Drug down on the far side. Looked like Vincent got him. Marking it, I believe, right on the 10. So Riddle had a touchdown taken away on a penalty. That time got 8. As the Cougars knocking on the door again, already leading 42-14. Fourth quarter, 11-13 and counting. Ada's been in control since a fast start. 21-0, 1 play into the second quarter. Cord Coffee lined up and tied in on the left. Riddle over him as a H-back. Wildcat for Carlock. In for Marr on the jet sweep, running right to left. That time, good penetration by the Wildcats. Vinson, Camacho also on the play. They're going to get Fisher for a loss. Back to the 13, a loss of 3. Fisher hadn't carried a ton this year, but he 17 times, 96 yards coming in, but 4 touchdowns. Back at the 13-yard line, it's 3rd down for Ada.
5.
Need to reach the 8. Boyles back in. Carlock set up on his right hip. Play action to Colton. Brock throwing back over the middle as he rolls right. Found Coffee slanting across left to right for a Cougar first down inside the 5 at the 4.
Good pass there.
Yeah. Rolling right, and Coffee came for the left side of the formation tray. And good vision by Brock as he got outside the pocket. And the Cougars have a 1st and goal after a 9-yard pickup to Coffee to the 4-yard line.
Fisher's going to get us 3 yards back right here, Kenny.
Coming in as part of that Wildcat package.
I assume he's going to take the snap.
Kamari Richardson comes wide left. Stafford wide right. You got Boyles, the quarterback. Marr beside him. They hand it off to Fisher up the middle. Spins 360. Pushing toward the goal line. Will be short at the west end. Just playing flat-out tailback that time. Going to mark him, it looks like,
the
two-yard line.
I don't know.
Again, a difficult angle from here, but I think that's where they've got it marked at the 2. 2nd and goal.
It seems dark here, Kenny. On the field, but I don't know if it's because of the grime on the windows. But even through your clear window, it doesn't look real bright.
2nd and goal for the Cougars. Carlock right beside Brock, and we've got
a false start somewhere over on the right side.
Cougars +3 in the turnover column here this evening. So false start will move it back to the 7. Cougars point totals this year: 42 against McAllister, 41 against Ardmore, 14 against Durant. Then a pair of 7-point wins. Open district play, 7 zip shutouts of Salisaw and Hilldale. 2nd and goal now back at the 7.
Fisher in at the quarterback position.
It's the Wildcat. Marr takes it. Here's that jump pass. I saw it in practice. They throw it. Is it a Cougar touchdown? Yes, sir! Coffee got it. Fisher jumped up, delivered the goods on target to Cord Coffee, who has a cup in the end zone for the Cougars, 48-14. I watched this yesterday, Trey, Fisher jumping up and delivering that new wrinkle, and Cord.
It's on film now, boys.
Great hands.
Yeah, that was a great catch. I'm sure Fisher, when he let that go, thought, oh, no.
Caden Mitchell trying to go 7 of 7. Splits the irons at the west end. We'll keep it right here with Ada on top, 49-14. But a 7-yard TD from Marr to Coffee. Let's put Ada on top, and let's watch that again, Trey Kinley. That was the first time they've ran that this season.
Got audio still with us, Kenny. I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can get the end zone view to come up right quick. I've slowed down here on my.
This drive started at the 48 in Madill territory. Ada took 3 minutes, 3:11 plus 59, about 4 minutes, 10 seconds to score on that drive. They go 48 yards. 8 plays, 48 yards, and the Marr's first career touchdown pass to Cord Coffee.
I think he has joined Andrew Hughes, and there was one other person that had a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown.
You say you had that again?
I'm trying.
No problem. 49-14. Ada leads it as outscoring Madill 14-7 now since halftime. As Ada has
Meathead back in to kick.
Scored on both their drives here in the second half. Madill scored on one, their opening drive, and defense stiffened on the next drive. Mitchell's kick, high, coming left, and going to go out of bounds. He kicking it across the field, north to south, got a wind out of the north in double digits, and that one bounced out of bounds. So Madill will take over, 8:49 to play. Ada 7 touchdowns on the night. Madill takes over at their 35-yard line. You know, you remember the Belldozer, in the Sooner days, and
that was pre-Tebow.
It was, and you know Blake Bell would jump up, and of course Tebow made that, I guess, more famous. Marr looked pretty good on it. It was Cord had to go down and get it right off the top of the turf. He's got such good hands. Cougars opening up the playbook. Boy, this does so much when you open up a playbook like this. Now it gives so much more. The opponents have to go scout and get ready for it. 49-14, Cougars in charge, and we got some substitutions like Baylor Stonecipher in the game. They're trying to jump the snap count at the nose guard position, and let's see if it's a movement against Madill. that drew Baylor offsides, and it. Stone Cipher got to the neutral zone. So Stone Cipher in for the Cougars, wearing number 67, freshman defensive lineman. Chauncey Conway out there. We got several others in there too, Trey. We'll try to get names for you as the Cougars go a little depth. Rodriguez on the carry. Ball loose, picked up. That's going to be Kamari, 20, 15, 10, 5. Hello, end zone. Kamari Richardson, opportunistic as the Cougars got him
get a block in
on the
back.
far side, and Kamari picked it up and raced to the house.
It's going to be a block in the back, Kenny. It should be after the touchdown.
49-14, 55-14 if it holds. We'll get the replay and see who jarred that ball loose.
It was Fisher.
And Kamari picked it up somewhere in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line.
It should be a dead ball foul. It's after he crossed the end zone, but we'll see.
So Kamari picked it up, raced to the house.
That sounds good.
It is good. So let's get the official marking on that. We look at the replay in just a moment. But Kamari Richards and Fisher-Marr lodged. So Rodriguez fumbled. Fisher-Marr lodged the ball loose. The fourth.
I'm going to say around midfield, Kenny, maybe about the 47.
The fourth forced Ada turnover in the game. They've not turned it over.
Yeah, about the 48 is where he fumbled it.
So 48-yard return, 48-yard touchdown. Unsportsmanlike
43.
conduct.
The 43, not the 48. I apologize.
So officially a 43-yard touchdown for Kamari. So we had a defensive touchdown by Colton Carlock, by Deontay Lindsay, by Kamari Richardson. We missed any for the year? That's 3 defensive touchdowns.
They had an unsportsmanlike conduct. So where are they? I assume they'll enforce that on the kickoff, and that was a late block in the back.
After Kamari crossed the goal line?
Yeah, the young freshman being aggressive, but it was a block in the back. It was way behind the play.
So they will enforce it on the kickoff. Marr will be the snapper. Stafford the hold. Mitchell trying for his 8th extra point of the game. Floats it up, and I think that one went wide right.
Yep.
Possibly it did. So he missed one wide to the right. Cougars lead at 55-14 with 8:38 to play here in the fourth quarter. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Well, Kamari Richardson electrifies the Ada crowd on the near side. Ada has 55 on the board. A 43-yard fumble recovery. Fisher-Marr hit Rodriguez, who coughed up the football.
Must have been a penalty, Kenny. I have no idea why.
Well, we went to break, and they sorted it out. Yep, there's a penalty on the extra point. They're going to let Mitchell kick it again.
So half the distance, so I'll just remove everything I just did here.
We went to break, and
add it back.
They're just now getting it sorted out.
Penalty.
So Mitchell a chance to go perfect 8 for 8 now. We'll show that replay again after this. We'll keep it here. We already had a break. Mitchell's extra point this time is good. So Caden Mitchell capitalizes. So the PAT now good. 56-14 Ada. Led 35-7 at halftime. So opportunistic defense again, forcing their 4th turnover. And again, Rodriguez had about 3 yards, and Fisher-Marr put the hit on him. We have that. We'll watch Kamari pick it up and streak to the end zone here. Get names for you as the Cougars go a little depth. Rodriguez on the carry. Ball loose, out. Picked up. That's going to be Kamari, 20, 15, 10, 5. Hello, end zone.
I don't know that wasn't on Baylor.
Great speed by Richardson. The running back would have slung around the ball, just popped right into his hands. So Ada on top, 56-14.
You know, Kenny, I thought initially Baylor hit this kid from the – I mean, you got a big defensive lineman running down the field here, and he hits him in the front. That's a bad call, I think. He got in front of the kid and hit him backwards. Yes, the play was in front of him, but the guy's still pursuing. I don't have a problem with that one. Sorry.
Cougars will kick off from their 25-yard line. Cougars will be 6-0 on the season. Hilldale, or make it Poto, is whipping Hilldale tonight, so both teams should be 6-0 and 3-0 in district play heading into Week 7. Cougars will
long run here, Kenny. Tyler's going to put a lot into this one. You can tell by the run he's taken in.
From the 25-yard line, Tyler Walker, nice kick over the head of Holm, bounces to the 20.
Live ball.
Picks it up back at the 9-yard line, back to the 15 to the 20, and he brought down to the 21. That's great pursuit. Kicked it from his own 25 and still
good job, Tyler.
Has Madill pinned back at the 21-yard line. They weren't expecting that. It was right over the head of Holmes.
Where'd he pick that up, Kenny?
He picked it up at the 9. 12-yard return.
That's 2 tackles on the night for Creed Moore. Good job, kiddo.
Marin Maddox still in the middle. Like Isaiah Hayden at the left defensive end. Underwood in at nose guard. The ball loose again. So we'll set the Ada defense. 76. Is that 78? That's Underwood, number 78, sophomore. Number 33 out here on the corner is Kanan Parker. Eli Justice also in the contest.
Kanan's a freshman.
Got Coffee. Not Coffee, but is Coffee still on the right defensive end? Nope.
No, that's Sun Eagle.
Sun Eagle, right. Yep, he's
got
on the
Chauncey
right side.
outside with him. Case over at the right tackle or right corner.
Second down. They hand it off. Maddox shoots through for the tackle. George got the running back, and
it's like Deuce in there with him.
Looks like Camacho on the carry. Got out to the 22-yard line.
I like that name. Arati? You think that's how that's pronounced?
Arati Camacho. Bring up third down and 9. 7:41 to play from Madill. 56-14 Cougars. Twin receivers right, a single to the left for the quarterback. I think they've got I don't think that's Vincent in there at quarterback anymore. They throw one down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Going back, Richardson wanted to go back and get it. Looks like maybe number 15 in at quarterback, Baylor Bond. Saw him in warm-ups, a freshman. Sailed one incomplete down the middle.
What year is there? Is Vincent?
Junior.
Okay.
So 4th and 9. Defense comes off the field. Did a nice job. 3 and out for the Madill Wildcats. Deontay Lindsay.
Kiva a little bit hobbled there when he went down.
Colin Christian I see him on the sideline. The crutches still in a left boot, but I hear he's getting close.
Yep.
To being back.
Blocked.
Cougars have blocked it. Got another touchdown. Eli Justice. Boy, the Cougars are scoring every which way. Eli Justice picks it up and scampers to the end zone. The Cougars have scored on special teams on the block punt. We'll give you exactly who did what in just a moment, but that happened in a hurry on the snap. They block it. Eli picks it up into the end zone. 62-14 Ada.
How many ways can you score? Carlock got it, Carter?
Carlock the block. Justice picked it up. Somewhere inside the 10-yard line.
Justice has return yards, kicking and punting, and has yet to field a kick.
Caden Mitchell for his 9th extra point. He's got another one off the Stafford hold. 6:57 to play, 4th quarter. Ada 63-14. Let's go ahead and look at that if we got it. And see how quickly Ada got in on that punt attempt. Left boot, but I hear he's getting close.
Yep.
To being back.
Block.
Cougars have blocked it. Got another touchdown. Somewhere around the 10, 11-yard line. 11-yard line.
That's where I gave it to him.
Cougars by 49. Getting everybody in this one. Now you just want to stay healthy. So they forced 4 turnovers, blocked a punt for a touchdown, got a defensive touchdown, scored in the passing game, had one of your star middle linebackers and Wildcat, occasional Wildcat player throw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Cougars has scored in a variety of ways tonight and had their high output of the year, dominating Madill 63-14 on a night where the Madill stand started pretty full.
When they wish the lights went out in Madill.
It's been all Ada Cougars. We'll remind you, Madill scored on the opening possession of the third quarter to cut the lead to 35-14, although you never felt this game was in jeopardy.
It was a 69-yard drive, Kenny. They have 115 yards.
So 69 and all but 46.
So 46.
No.
That's an MIT.
All but 46, and that's unbelievable. Ada defense has been amazing.
Look at here.
Look at Walker boom it deep.
He wedges it. He wedges it.
Finally picking up the football, and Holmes had his knee go down at the 5-yard line. That Walker back there doing it again.
There's a little something else to put on film, huh?
Tyler Walker, showing his deep ability to kick it deep. And Madill will start deep in their own territory.
They on the 6?
Yep, 6-yard line. Good luck with my stat possession sheet tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks.
With block punts and fumbles for touchdown on the first
we
play
haven't
drive.
had a safety yet, Kenny. Just saying.
Well, there's 6:54 to play. Madill starts at their own 6-yard line.
Isaiah Underwood in at nose guard again, Kenny. You know, after the week he played last week, getting his first varsity minutes ever at left tackle when we needed him with Will Johnson out. He's probably a little bit more comfortable at this position. I mean, he's obviously he's filling the middle.
Braden McGilbray in the game. Crowd the line of scrimmage. Kanan Parker still out there. They run it up the middle, and they smother the running back, Chauncey Conway.
You know why? Because it took 3 guys on 78. At least 2, maybe 3 he occupied.
That is a loss from the 6 back to the 4-yard line. Didn't see the ball carry. It's hard. Again, I couldn't get a number. I have to watch this from the monitor the rest of the game. A little bit glare down on that end of the field. Second down and a dozen. We slide under the 6-minute mark. The running back's number 4, Camacho, so he got the carry before. Bond, the quarterback, hands to Camacho. George Maddox has got him, the first man there.
Deuce as well.
See Underwood getting up off the bottom. They're going to mark it.
He's Fisher a little slow to get up.
They're going to mark it at the 6-yard line. So 3rd down and 10 from the 6. Drive start at the 6. They need to reach the 16 for a first down. Bond, the quarterback.
Fisher stays in. That's a good sign.
Him and Maddox still to middle backers. Bond hands it off to Camacho. Slanting left, Isaiah Hayden. Fisher Marr.
One other one down there.
Bury him.
We got a new star linebacker in, or Jack, number 20.
George is in there.
No, that's Wortham. The older Wortham, 62. The other Wortham, I'm sorry.
Mark that one out.
They're going for it?
Get out to the 8-yard line. They're going to punt. Fajardo had it taken off his foot by Carlock a moment ago. 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Takes the snap. Gets this one off. High floater coming toward the Ada bench. Hits at the 34-yard line. He goes out of bounds in the vicinity of the 35. The officials come up and will mark it at the 35, so a 27-yard punt. And no return.
Running clock.
Yep. It's a Madill team that put points on the board, 34 against Kingston, 21 against Broken Bow this year, 20 against Long Grove. Poto shut them out 48-0.
Wortham in at, Canaan in at quarterback, Kenny.
Freshman Kanan Parker waits to snap at his 40. Is that McGilbray? Or
I think that's Wortham.
Wortham. It's 37. Sorry about that. Yep, you said it. Wortham coming left. We'll get that line for you as well if they're still intact with the starters. Riddle in the game. They can't go too deep on that line because they're so banged up in there. But Isaiah Underwood in there. They'll mark it at the 23.
Got Jace Davis in, a freshman. Isaiah Underwood out of the left tackle. Coming in now is going to be Carter Hawkins, another freshman. So you got Underwood at the left tackle. Stone Cypher's in at center.
Parker in the shotgun formation, takes the snap.
Wortham again.
Yep, nice cut up inside, and he's brought down by Rain Skasta, but not before he got inside the 30 and lunged to the 28-yard line. He got 5.
Still got Sun Eagle in, Deuce is in, and just look at your sheet. Rowell is in.
3rd and 3 from the 28. Cougars have 9 touchdowns in this game. And
9 times they have scored. Ferris Bueller's day off.
Another substitution. Gage Rowland, a freshman, comes in at wide receiver. You mentioned 24. Yep. You mentioned Carter Hawkins.
Jevin Clark.
Yep.
Going to have a timeout. A little bit of confusion.
They're going to keep the clock running through the timeout?
Apparently. Let's just keep calling them.
Yeah. Cougars lead at 63-14. What a performance by Ada tonight. Never any doubt, Trey. They came out and
once we scored, they've never beat us when we scored, Kenny. So there was never really a doubt after that first touchdown.
Ada will be 6-0. Stillwell will be the opponent next week. Stilldale tonight was playing Fort Gibson, I believe.
Yeah, I still have it pulled up.
Got it up. Fort Gibson was winning that game last we checked.
Salisaw up 24-13 at Broken Bow. Stillwell down big. Fort Gibson up 42-7.
Fort Gibson will be a quality opponent.
The Wagner-Cushing game is over with the same score it had at half.
15-14. Wow. Those two teams, a pretty good rivalry. They did stop the clock finally at $1:50 to play, and they need to. We got some of these young guys wanting to get some snaps at the high school level. So Ada on top. Cougar football streaming at KADAradio.net. Kenny Morrison, Trey Kinley, Carter Kinley, engineering.
Tyler Gaddis split out wide left.
Mason Lee upstairs on the camera. 3rd down and 3 for Ada. Kanan Parker in the shotgun formation.
He's going to keep it.
Coming left, got some speed to the corner, got the first down marker, and ran over a defender as he got him out of bounds, Christian Rebledo. And Kanan Parker on the keep, got a hold against Ada, is going to bring it back. Had a first down, but a holding penalty will negate the Kanan Parker run.
That was very close to being breakfast and not a holding penalty, if you know what I mean.
They're going to mark it back from the 31-yard line. End up stepping it off to the 38. So a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. So that got the Cougars behind the change at 3rd and 13 from the 38. They need to reach the 25 to get a first down. Clock running, the $1:17 to play. Ada's highest scoring output of the season. They've been productive. Had in the first half had 290 yards of offense. Last year they had 479 against Madill.
Go Jalen.
Wortham off the left side.
Boy.
Nice run off the left side.
That should be
Jalen Wortham.
No, they've already started the play clock.
Good
That's
blocking
a big
up
run
front.
there. Kenny pick up the first down.
But all the way to the 23-yard line. And a 14, or make it 15 from the 38 to the 23. Slanting off the left side. 1st and 10 for Ada. They can probably get one more play off.
Kayvon White in, number 88.
Brennan Riddle goes for
Aiden Wilbur.
exciting for these young guys, isn't it? Playing here under the Friday Night Light. Final play of the game. Parker takes the knee back at the 33. Victory formation, and the Ada Cougars have came into Madill and
Nine times.
Never in doubt. Led 35-7 at half. Blow out the Wildcats 63-14. Ada 6-0 on the season, 3-0 in 4A4 district play. Your post-game show, including all your Ada Nissan replays and your scoreboard, coming up in 3 minutes. It's Cougar Football streaming at K80aradio.net. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium, where the Ada Cougars have dominated the Madill Wildcats, putting them in the end zone 9 times. 63-14, scored in almost every way you could score. 2 defensive touchdowns. Was it 2? Well, I guess 1 tonight. 1 defensive touchdown. Got the touchdown return, the fumble return there in the second half.
Block punt return. I don't know what you call that.
Special teams.
Yep.
I guess touchdown there, and scored through the air from their quarterback, through the air from a running back. Scored on the ground. The Cougars dominate. Ada Nissan instant replays as the Cougars go to 6-0 on the season, ranked number 5 in 4A. Madill took the opening kickoff of the second half, went 10 plays and 69 yards in 5 minutes, 32 seconds to cut the Ada lead to 35-14. Ada, though, would respond. They would start at their own 36 and go 64 yards in 10 plays, 4 minutes and 36 seconds. And Xander Rhines had a big game, got an interception defensively, and then scored 4 touchdowns in the contest. One of them came from 8 yards out in the third quarter.
We still got audio on here. So look at the seal there, and then Xander cuts it up just perfect. Brendan kicks his guy out. Great job there by everybody.
Cougars led after Mitchell's extra point, 42-14. LaKeven Richardson would get in the scoring action coming up for or not in the scoring action, but he took a pass from the Cougars. Had it. Sorry, I got lost on my chart. They had it at the 48-yard line in their own territory, and it ended the third quarter there, and then started the fourth quarter with a beautiful pass to LaKeven Richardson, and his Boyles had a big game, hooked up with LaKeven, who did a lot of it with his own legs here on this 34-yard reception. Carlock beside him to the left, play action, going to throw deep down the left sideline for LaKeven. He got downfield with speed, and Trey went up over the helmet of Holmes to make a fantastic catch to keep this drive going. Cougars would go down the field on this drive. It took 8 plays to get to the end zone, and then the touchdown, their 7th of the game, came with Fisher Moore in the Wildcat from the 7-yard line as Ada looked to go to the air from the Wildcat for the first time this season. It's the Wildcat. Moore takes it. Here's that jump pass. I saw it in practice. Fisher had to thread the needle. Coffey kind of set up the play, looked like he was going to block, then kind of slipped to the goal line, and Fisher jumped up, got it into Coffey for the touchdown. Ada led the game after the Mitchell extra point, 49-14. Kamari Richardson defensively would get in the action. As the Cougars defense forced 4 turnovers in this game, and Fisher Moore made the hit, and Kamari Richardson showed off his speed as the Cougars defense scored their 3rd touchdown of the season. Get names for you as the Cougars go a little depth. Rodriguez on the carry. Ball loose, picked up. That's going to be Kamari. 20, 15, 10, 5. Hello, end zone. Kamari to the end zone. Ada's led 56-14 after the extra point, and special teams would then get into the scoring. They almost did in the first half, and Eli Justice got a fumble, and then it was one man got him around the legs where he would have scored. But Colton Carlock, who just seems to do a little bit of everything defensively, running back, Wildcat quarterback, well, he got a great rush on the punter as Fajardo was back to punt the football. Carlock made sure that didn't happen, and then the recovery by Eli Justice, and the Cougars found the end zone. Left boot, but I hear he's getting close.
Yep.
To being back.
Blocked.
Cougars have blocked it, got another touchdown. So Eli was on the spot twice. What a special teams game he had. Extra point good by Mitchell, who was 9 of 9 on extra points, and he's been outstanding this year as he drilled it. That's 20 extra points made for Caden. Extra point made it 63-14. Those are your Ada Nissan instant replays. Ada dominates. They're 6-0, and we've got Stillwell on the road next week. We'll take a break. Do we have one more break to take before our stats, and then we'll come back with our final stats. This is Cougar Football streaming at KADARadio.net. Welcome back to Blake Smiley Stadium post-game show. Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley. Ada wins big, 63-14. Dominated from the opening possession, scoring 35 in the first half, rolling up 290 yards of offense in the first half. Trey Kinley now has the numbers for the final, for the entire 4 quarters.
So Madill finished the game 7 first downs, 26 rushes for 69 yards, so a little over 2.5 a carry probably. 4 of 10 passing for 53 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Had 4 fumbles, 2 lost, 4 penalties for 26 yards, 2 of 7 on third down, 0 of 1 on fourth down. Ada ended up with 22 first downs, 35 rushes for 172 yards, so 5 yards a carry, just under. 17 of 20 passing for 237, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles, none lost. 15 penalties, Kenny. Got to clean it up. You're not going to go beat a really good team with that. So that's something we've got to work on. Good on third down, 8 of 13, 0 of 1 on fourth. One of the stats that Coach Shamley likes, third down conversions, 2 of 7, so less than 30% there. On the individually for Madill, Rodriguez had 17 carries for 61 yards. Arati Camacho had 4 for 9. Eli Vincent actually had 6 for 4 passing. Vincent 4 of 9 for 53 yards, 1 touch, 1 interception. Baylor Bond missed his only pass of the game. Receiving, Isaiah Flores had 1 for 28. Miguel Fajardo had 2 for 17, and Caden McHadden had 1 for 8. Individually for Ada, rushing, Xander had 17 for 100 with 4 touchdowns. Jalen Wortham, second leading rusher, comes in, has 22 yards late. Cardlock had 4 for 19. Chauncey 5 for 16. Brennan Riddle 3 for 14. Kamari 1 for 2. And Fisher had 2 for -1. Passing, Brock Boyle 16 and 19 for 230 and 2 touchdowns. Fisher Marr 1 for 1 for 7 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Kay Stafford led the way, 5 catches, 73 yards and a touchdown. Keeve had 3 for 62. Cord Coffey had 4 for 54 and a touchdown. Deontay Lindsey 3 for 32 and a touch. Eli Justice 1 for 12. And Kamari Richardson had 1 for 4. These defensive stats, I don't chart all the tackles. Obviously, I do that later on, but had the 1 interception. The punt block's not on here. That's what I was trying to find. But great night overall, Kenny, for everybody. I'll pull up Squirtle here if you want me to go ahead and recap, and then we'll.
Yeah, that's okay. Just forced 4 turnovers and then had a special teams touchdown. Just really all around. Outside the penalties still, a great night, but Cougars now 6-0, and as you give the scoreboard, Poto makes a statement tonight against Hilldale.
Yeah, McLean beat Cleveland 48-0. Chickasha 41-0 over Woodward. Ada 63-14. Shawnee 37-0 over John Marshall. Hara beats Tecumseh 34-12. Sallisaw beats Broken Bow at home, or at Sallisaw 24-13. Newcastle bounces back, wins 40-3. Cushing and Wagner ended at 15-14, so scoreless in the second half. Blanchard beats Tuttle 20-6. Bethany beats Class and SAS 45-6. Fort Gibson, big win over Stillwell 42-7. Elk City, that's wrong. 34-10. Oologah over Catoosa 17-0. Clinton beats Weatherford. Skiatook falls to Miami 61-0. Poto beats Hilldale 56-0, and Elk City wins 35-0 yesterday.
There's your scoreboard in Class 4A. So Ada number 5 in 4A. A chance they could move up a little bit, even though a team above them got beat, but it was a top 5 matchup. But Cougars, again, continue. Just you don't really worry about the rankings right now. You take care of business. You're 6-0. Got Stillwell next week, then Fort Gibson at home. You take care of those next 2, then it's your chance with a showdown at Poto in Week 9. But you got 6 down, 2 to go before that game gets here. Ada wins it tonight, 63-14. Fantastic job by the crew here from Madill. Trey Kinley and Carter Kinley, and also upstairs Mason Lee on camera. Trey, final thoughts?
Yeah, reminder, next week's game was on a Thursday.
That's right. Thank you.
7 o'clock kick on Thursday.
The next 2 weeks are Thursday. Yes. One next week at Stillwell, 7 o'clock tip kickoff. So if you can't make the 3-hour drive, we'll be on K80aradio.net, the live stream, 99.3 on the radio, 6:30 pregame with myself and Trey. And then that's a Thursday night game. Then 2 weeks, the following week is a Thursday game at home against Fort Gibson. So the next 2 weeks, Thursday night football, one at Stillwell, one at Coy Easto Stadium.
Which means the Ada Cougar Quarterback Club luncheon will be on Wednesdays at noon the next 2 weeks as opposed to Thursday.
All right. Sounds great. Final score for the final time. Ada 63, Madill 14. The Cougars are 6-0, 3-0, tied for first in 4A4 district play. For Carter Kinley, Trey Kinley, and Mason Lee. From Madill, I'm Kenny Morrison. God bless. Good night, everybody.